How are we, folks? It's Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Get ready to start this live. How we doing? Okay, how we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. How we doing, folks? We're getting all set up over here. We're going live here. We're live already. How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Let's get going over here on this side. Top of the morning to you, folks. Do me a favor and tap in with me and let me know where you're from, what city are you from, what country are you from, what state are you from. Like I said, my name is Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. How we doing this morning, folks? How y'all doing? Tap in with me and let me know where you're from over here. It's Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. For those who are just coming in, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Been here 11 years. Coming up on 12. So what do I talk about? I talk about all things insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes, PCOS, all this stuff related to insulin resistance, folks. We're going to figure out if this thing can be defeated or not. So once you get diabetes, you have to have diabetes for the rest of your life, type 2 diabetes. Well, I'm here to tell you that no, you don't. You don't have to have it for the rest of your life. You can actually do something about it. You've got some choices. Let's see, we've got some folks tapping in over here. I'm from the UK. Shout out to you, Paul Gilligan, straight out of the UK. How we doing this morning? We're going to get going. We're waiting for a couple more folks to come in before we really get going. We're on all the networks. Of course, we're on TikTok right here. And then we're on all the other networks as well. We're streaming live everywhere. We're across the world. Someone's in the UK, for crying out loud. Okay? We're across the world. How we doing, folks? A couple more folks coming into the room. Straight out of, Cleveland, Texas. Oh, you're right up the street from me. I'm in Houston, Texas. Yeah, you're right up the street. All right? A stone throw away. The next county up. Nice. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see where everybody else is from. Do me a favor, folks, and bebop this screen and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition, whether it's prediabetes, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, any form of insulin resistance, high blood sugar, any of that. We're going to figure out how to knock this thing out today. First, we're going to do, here's how my lives work, folks. First, we're going to figure out what it is. We're going to figure out who the heck are we fighting and why is this thing destroying our life? Why is insulin resistance? Why is diabetes? Why is all that destroying our life? But we're gonna get a hold on that today. We're gonna find out the other side of it. Yeah, we're finding out who we're fighting, but then we're gonna find out how to beat this villain. It's a villain that we're fighting. High blood sugar, insulin resistance. Just think of them think of that as the villain, and you're the hero. You're the hero of your own story. But you see, in the movies, the hero is always the weakest person. They can't figure out how to defeat the villain until a guide comes along. And then when the guide comes along, just like in The Return of the Jedi, Yoda came along and helped Luke Skywalker because Luke kept getting beat up by Darth Vader. Darth Vader kept beating Luke. So he needed a guide to come in to help him. Folks, I think that I will be your perfect guide. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes, any form of insulin resistance, I think, matter of fact, I know that I'm going to be your perfect guide. Why? Because I know a thing or two about having insulin resistance, diabetes, all of that stuff. I know a thing or two about that. How do you know? How do I know a thing or two about that? Here it is. Because a few years ago, I was actually diagnosed as having diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. But what's crazy is this was all at the very same doctor's visit. So, folks, all at the same doctor's visit. Look at this. Look at these pictures. 2 weeks after I took this picture, I got my diagnosis. I had no idea. 2 weeks. But then you see, I decided to make a change. See, if you have diabetes, folks, type 2 diabetes and specifically, if you have diabetes, type 2, like I said, specifically, this is a lifestyle and dietary driven condition. It means that you have a choice. It means that you have a choice to decide to stay with this condition, or there's the alternative. There's a choice where you can step outside of your comfort zone. If you step outside of your comfort zone, diabetes will cease to exist in your life. Type 2 diabetes. It will cease to exist in your life. Pre-diabetes will cease to exist in your life if you step outside of your comfort zone and go to the root cause of the issue, just like I had to do. So now I have no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Like none of that. That's all gone. I'm like a kid again. And I'm a guy, I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40. And I'm in better shape now than I when I was a kid, in high school. So when they say you get to be over 40, it's all downhill from there. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not all downhill from 40. Okay? 40 is just, you ain't even halfway there yet. We're supposed to live to 100. Live to 100. Make a plan to live to 100. You're in your 40s. You're not even halfway there yet. You're not done. You're not done. That is a myth. That once you get to be over 40, you got to have a dad bod. Like, you saw I did have a dad bod. That was the case because I decided just to wake up and just live life normally and just just do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want, eat whatever I want. And as a result, diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Change my lifestyle, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. What's lifestyle? What's involved in lifestyle medicine? It's called lifestyle medicine, folks. People always ask me, Kelley, well, what did you take? What did you take, man? What did you take to lose all the weight? You're no longer obese. What did you take to reverse your type 2 diabetes? What did you take to reverse this heart disease, man? What did you take, Kelley? Guess what I always tell them? What do you mean, what did I take? Because I was kind of thrown. I just thought this is what everybody did when they get a diagnosis. They just go to work. That's what I thought. I was naive, but I found out that not everybody does that. Right? Not everybody will get a diagnosis and just say, you know what? No, I'm not going to accept this. What do I have to do? I'm going to reverse this thing. Boom. That's what I'm going to do. I found out that not everybody's like that. But when it comes to getting rid of the diabetes, that's how you're going to have to be. Because that is the only way, type 2 diabetes, because that is the only way that you're going to get rid of it. The only way that you're going to lower your A1C won't drop by itself. The only way that you're going to lower your A1C is if you get in, you do some work. It's called lifestyle medicine. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. Peaceful mind, it's a formula. Pace, maintain your pace. How do you bring your numbers back to the normal range? How do you bring your A1C back to like a 4.9, 5 to 5.3? That's the normal range, somewhere around there, 4.9 to 5.3, if it's gotten out of control. Well, it's called, like I said, lifestyle medicine. Stress management, activity level, eating, sleeping. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You master those 4 areas. There's a 5th area too, honorable mention, It's a substance abuse. How much alcohol are you drinking? How many cigarettes are you smoking? That all adds up into your overall A1C. So that's it, folks. Having a high A1C is your lifestyle. So even if you're suffering from type 1 diabetes, even if you're suffering from type 1, even if you have type 1 diabetes, you can still, even though you cannot get rid of type 1 diabetes, you cannot eliminate type 1 diabetes, you can make yourself so insulin sensitive that it's not even funny. Okay? You make yourself very insulin sensitive. You can do that based on your lifestyle. Type 2 diabetes, you can totally get rid of that thing. Just like I did. You can totally get rid of that thing. Like, yo, you be done with that. Here's the thing about it, type 2 diabetes. It is one of the easiest conditions in the world to get. And it's also one of the easiest conditions in the world to get rid of. It's easy to get. How is it easy to get? By just showing up, doing whatever you want, eating whatever you want, being a couch potatoes, chilling, drinking as much as you want, just doing whatever you want, whenever you want. And your A1C will creep up slowly until one day you're diagnosed as having insulin resistance or diabetes. But it's also very easy to get rid of. All you got to do is reverse engineer where you went wrong in those specific areas of your lifestyle. You do that, diabetes will, I promise you, it will cease to exist in your life. So that's it, folks. We're getting ready to get into it, folks. Do me a favor, put the words A1C in the chat if you want to know more about what diabetes is, what A1C is. We're going to talk about it. I saw some questions here. That's how my live goes, folks. Here's what we're going to do. Number one, we're going to find out who we're fighting, who's the villain. We're going to go to the board. We're going to find out what type 2 diabetes is. And then the second part of it, stick around with me for the second part. The second part is the work that you're going to have to do to be able to fix it. Now, people are always like, well, just give it to me, Kelley, give it to me. I got to go to work. Okay, you got to go to work. Here's the short answer. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. It's the ultimate shortcut, okay? That's how you get rid of diabetes. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. But I'm going to show you the exact formula. So 2 parts, folks. So stick around with me. Let's see. Stop salt and sugar. My whole life changed. Yeah, my highest glucose is 110. The highest should I be concerned? My glucose level is 110. Sorry. The highest should I be concerned? At 110, if you wake up every day and it's 110, yeah, that's called being pre-diabetic. That's in the pre-diabetic range, Lisa. You want it to be below 100. If you wake it up 110, yeah, it's cause for concern, I would say. Absolutely. Quality of life with diabetes isn't under control, deteriorates, lost limbs, kidney failure, heart wounds. Yeah, all of that. That's a terrible condition. But it's the easiest condition to get, and it's the easiest condition to get rid of. If you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, out of there. I've snacked. Is there such thing as a food addict? You 100% there is such thing as a food addict. Absolutely. Okay. Food is addicting just as like as any other drug. All right. The way that they make the food today, they make the food. They design it to be a drug. Absolutely, they do. You can reverse type 2. You can reverse type 2 diabetes. Absolutely, you can. You can. A1C. Here we go. A1C. I'm pre-diabetic, trying to change my eating habits. I'm the guide, right? When we talked about Yoda, what did Yoda say in that movie? He says, there is no try, only do. There is no try. Either do it or you don't do it. Okay? There is no try. You got it. There is no try to change your eating habits. You got to change them. Okay? There's no gray area. I'm pre-diabetic, trying to change. All right. Can you give a healthy plan? I'm giving all of that. This is we're going to be here until 11. We're going to be here for 3.5 hours. So what's the first thing we're going to talk about? What is diabetes? Second thing we're going to talk about, what is the work that you have to do to get rid of type 2 diabetes? And then finally, clean eating. That's what we're going to talk about. I'm type 2 diabetic. I admit that a couple of years ago, I used to have it so under control. Then how can you reverse it? Type 2. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Let's go to the board, folks. It's time to go to the board. Let's go. We're lifting up over here. It's time to talk all things A1C, folks. A couple of things that you can do before we get going. Number one thing is go take the quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. That, folks, is linked in my bio. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. There's a master class. There's the 14-day challenge, folks. There's a lot of goodies on my page. There's beyond the challenge. All catered to people who are suffering from insulin resistance and diabetes, just like you are, type 2 diabetes. Why did I build my page like that? Well, I built it like that because I wanted to be a central hub for all things type 2 diabetes. It's like Disney World. I told you, me, diabetes, heart disease, obesity. So that is why I built that link for all things type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar. Go take the quiz, master class. There's a lot of goodies on that in that link in my bio. Here we go. A1C. We talked about it. Now we're going to talk about how to fix this thing. Here we go. Hemoglobin A1C. Do me a favor, put the word new in the chat if you're new to me. If you never heard of me before, if you're just like, yo, who's this guy? Put a new in the chat. If you're new to me, hemoglobin, let's see here, A1C. Put a new in the chat. Okay, we got some new folks. Shout out to the new folks. Shout out to the new folks. Couple of new folks. Quite a few new folks. Anybody else new? Put a new in the chat. Oh, we got some newbies. Yeah, okay, newbies. Hemoglobin A1C. Some newbies? Okay. Yeah. Nice. Man, good to see you. Good to meet you. My name's Kelley, and I'm your friend. Today, we're going to break down a couple of things. Number one, who's the villain that we're fighting? This is a movie. I said this is a movie. You're the hero of your own story. Who we're fighting, and then I'm going to teach you how to defeat the villain. Part one, hemoglobin A1C. What is it? Do me a favor, folks. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, listen, you're anemic. You've got low iron. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've experienced that? Put a me in the chat if you've ever gone to the doctor and they're like, yo, listen, I'm anemic. I got low iron. You know, I'm always tired. Put a me in the chat. Yeah, quite a few me's. Okay, let's find out what that means, though. Why are you always so tired? Shout out to you newbies. Why are you always so tired? Well, you're tired because hemo means iron and oxygen. Iron and every time you breathe, iron and oxygen. Rich blood, okay, that's the second part of it. Iron and oxygen rich blood needs to flow through every cell of your body constantly. Like this. It's called breathing. Hemoglobin. Globin means protein. So iron and oxygen being carried through every cell of your body by a protein. Here's another way of saying it. It is literally the life that you breathe. You want to do it? You want to show an example of what I mean when I say hemoglobin? Here's what you want to know what hemoglobin is? Do this experiment. See how long you can hold your breath. I'll wait. Ding, ding, ding. Probably not very long. Probably only about maybe like 30 seconds, maybe. See how long you can hold your breath? Maybe if you're advanced, maybe 45. Well, the reason you're like, and then you're like, the reason you do that is because you don't have enough you don't have any oxygen-rich blood, aka hemoglobin, flowing through your cells, so you need to breathe. It's very important stuff. This stuff is so important, folks, that if you don't have enough of it, the doctors will actually give you a blood transfusion. Wow. That's how important the stuff is. Now, A1C is how much sugar has been attached, but a better word is stuck. How much sugar has been stuck to the hemoglobin over the past 3 months? How much? And what do you mean by stuck, Kelley? Well, if you ever take a Jolly Rancher piece of candy and you put it on your tongue and, and it gets wet and nasty, and that sticky stuff that's on your finger, that's sugar. Imagine that being stuck to every cell of your body, aka your hemoglobin. It's identified by a percent. What percent of sugar is attached to the hemoglobin? And that number can go anywhere between like 4 and 30. Do me a favor, folks, put it in the chat. What's your A1C? Like, what is your A1C? We're going to find out exactly what it is. What's your number? I mean, is your number like a 5.7? Is it a 6.5? Is it a 5.3? Is it a 12? Is it a 11.9? Like, what is it? 6, 6.5, 11, 5.8, okay, 5.9, 6.3, 5.1. I don't know. Somebody said, okay, got some numbers in there. 8.3, 11.5, 6.6. Okay. The numbers you guys are naming out right now that is the percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. The higher the percent is, the more sugar you have that is stuck to your hemoglobin. Now, I don't know. Here's what it's doing. The higher the number is, it's called the faster you're glycating. It's called glycation. That is the fancy way of saying your cells are rusting. Depending on how much sugar you got stuck to your hemoglobin, your oxygen, will determine how quickly you're aging. It's called oxidation. It's kind of like if you take a pipe, you look at a pipe in the beginning, it's all nice and round and it's all silver and it's shiny. That's how you are when you're born. You're like silver, you're shiny. You're just like, bling. But then when you get older, we start getting wrinkles and all that stuff. And the same thing like the pipe, it starts getting rusty. It's called oxidation. Same thing that's happening to your cells, based on the percentage of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. It's called glycation, folks. So it's called aging. That's how you age quickly. The higher the number is, the quicker you're aging, aka the quicker you've got a date with the Grim Reaper. Okay, 5.7. Let's up the ante. 5.7 through a 6.4. What does it mean, folks, when your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4? Who can tell me what it means, folks? You go to the doctor and you get your report, your annual report, and it says the doctor hit you back and they're like, yo, your A1C is a 5.7. It's a 6. It's a 6.1. Like, what does that mean? Put it in the chat. Yeah, pre-diabetic, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetic, okay, pre-diabetic. Well, what does that mean, though, to be a pre-diabetic? Like, if you had to explain it to a 3-year-old, like, what would you tell them it meant to be a pre-diabetic? Like, what does that mean? Can you tell me? What do you think? If you had to explain it to a 3-year-old, or maybe a 5-year-old, and we'll go 5. Well, if you had to explain to a 5-year-old what it means to be a pre-diabetic, could you tell me what that means? Let's see. Pre-diabetic, change your eating and exercise, potentially to become a diabetic soon. Yeah. Mine is over 26. It's uncontrolled. Ooh, 26 is high. Uncontrolled, borderline. Yeah, but what would you tell a 5-year-old? How would you explain it to them? Okay. If you don't change your lifestyle, be a diabetic next year. But a kid still wouldn't know what it means to be a diabetic. Like, a kid wouldn't know what that meant. Let's break it down. Let's find out. Here's how I would break it down to a kid. I would say, let's do me a favor, folks. Put it in the chat if you know what the most important hormone is in the body. What is the most important hormone in your body? Is it testosterone? Is it estrogen? Is it cortisol? I mean, I don't know. Is it dopamine? Is it insulin? Is it glucagon? Is it, I don't know. It's serotonin. What do you think the most important hormone is in the body? Yeah. Insulin. Okay, somebody said insulin. Insulin. It has to be taken for nearly 4 years, gain back 15. It has taken nearly 4 years to gain back 15 pounds. Okay. I don't know what you mean by that, Barbie. What does that mean, though? Okay, glucose, somebody said insulin. Most important hormone in the body, folks. What do you think it is? Give me a couple more guesses. Everybody is throwing one in right now. Is it cortisol? Is it, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Here's how I would explain it to a kid. I would say, hey kid, listen. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. Here's how I would say that I would tell them what a pre-diabetic is. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. And this number is an indicator of how insulin resistant you are becoming. Now, I don't know about you, but if insulin is the most important hormone in the body, and my cells have becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, like, I don't know if that's a good thing, kid. That's what I would tell a 5-year-old. And the 5-year-old kid will probably be like, yeah, that doesn't sound good. That's because it's not. It means that you're already becoming insulin resistant. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. This is what I would also tell them. Pre-diabetes means you're already sick. It means that it just hasn't gotten bad yet. So that is what it means to be a pre-diabetic, folks. It's not just a fly-by-night number. Very important stuff. Like I said, I don't know about you, but if you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, that doesn't sound good. Okay, let's up the ante. Let's find out what it means, folks, when the percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin is 6.5 or higher. Who can tell me what it means, folks? When the percent of sugar, right here, is greater than 6.5 or greater. Like, what does that mean, folks? Put it in the chat. Who can tell me what that means? You're not diabetic at that point. Oh, you are diabetic at that point. Okay, great. It means that I watch my weight and change my diet now, cutting back again. Okay. All right. Time to make a change. Have diabetes. Possible diagnosis of diabetes. It means your body won't be able to recognize natural insulin. Oh, that is a great way of saying it, Cowboy Roy. I'm going to steal that one. Ooh, yeah. Thank you. Can I have that one? Diabetes. But what does that mean? What does it mean? Thank you. What does it mean to have diabetes? Okay, let's simplify it. From telling the kid, it says insulin is the most important hormone in the body. And the higher the number is, the more resistant, the more my body is crying wolf. It's becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body, the higher the number. And the domino effect of that is now you've got more sugar, blood sugar, because blood sugar and insulin, they're like they're like yin and yang. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Like, blood sugar cannot escape insulin. Like, it's a fight. He's trying to get away, but he can't. So the percent of sugar, the higher the percent is, the faster you're aging. The faster you're checking out of here. Why? It's because this sugar is attached to your hemoglobin. And what did we say hemoglobin was? Oh yeah, it's only the life that you breathe. That's what hemoglobin is. Oxygen-rich blood cells need to go to every cell of your body. And if it's under attack, your hemoglobin, your life, is under attack by too much sugar, or AKA sticky stuff, like a Jolly Rancher, it's literally choking the life out of you. The sugar is literally choking the life out of you. Literally what it means. So the higher A1C is, the faster you're checking out of here. Like I said, the faster you're aging. The faster you've got a date with the Grim Reaper. It's inevitable. That's why people check out of here a lot of years too soon. You've seen the stories. This person passed away, complications of diabetes. They were 49 years old. This person passed away, complications from diabetes. They were 55 years old. Like my sister was 55 years old, but she passed away 2 years ago from this condition. So folks, I'm not you, but if I were you, I'd start taking this number a lot more seriously. The higher the number is, the faster you're checking out of here. Just remember that. Diabetes doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care. Either you become the boss of your lifestyle, or diabetes will become the boss of you. That's how it goes. You cannot win. You cannot win if you continue to do what you've been doing. If you don't change anything, everything's going to stay the same. There is hope, though. There is hope. You can actually turn this whole thing around. You can turn the whole thing around. But most people just don't want to. And I'll explain that. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, I'm gonna get to your questions right now. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, put a health yes in the chat. If you now understand what the hemoglobin A1C number actually really means, put a health yes in the chat, and then we're gonna get to your questions. Health yes. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to you now on what it means to have a high hemoglobin A1C and why you want to get it back to the ideal range of a 4.9 to a 5.3. Put a health yes in the chat. Health yes. Here we go. They're coming in. Yeah. Yup. Now, depending on how long you want to live, health yes, they're all coming in. They're all coming in. Sometimes it's not that we don't want to, it's that sugar is very addictive. Yeah. I'm gonna teach you. It is addictive. But at the end of the day, most people just don't want to. That's what it all boils down to. And we'll break it down. We'll break that down here in a second. Okay? Folks, if you want to understand how you've been managing this number right here, here's what you can do. You can go that link in my description, folks, or that link in my bio. There is a link in my bio. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. And you're going to come to this link, folks. And this link right here is going to tell you, it's like Disney World. I told you I built this like Disney World for people who are suffering from diabetes. That link I was telling you about. What's there? The quiz is a 2-minute quiz so that you can understand and learn your diabetes management style. That's the quiz. It's a free quiz. How you been managing this number? You been doing a good job managing this number or not? You know what I mean? That quiz is going to tell you that. And then there's a master class right here. absolutely free masterclass. The masterclass breaks down the lifestyle medicine formula, the formula that is going to take to defeat type 2 diabetes. The PDFs, a free PDF right here. But then for my real action takers, for my people who are ready for serious change. This, for my people who are raising their hand and say, listen, I need help, Kelley. I need help. I've been struggling with this number for many, many years. Like, what can I do? I need help, please. Where do I start? I'm so frustrated with the medications and all of this stuff. I'm taking glipizide. My numbers are 15. I'm taking metformin. My numbers are 12. What can I do, Kelley? Well, if that's you, if you say that that's you, if you're struggling with that condition, if you're struggling with insulin resistance and high blood sugar, if that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It's a blueprint that says if you follow the same script that I did, you just do it for 14 days. You do it for 14 days. And your blood sugar, I promise you, it will not look the same. You're going to get yourself off of the glucose roller coaster. The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. If that's you, if you experience the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, what do I do? Low blood sugar, high blood sugar. Your A1C won't drop no matter what you do. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. For people who said that change isn't just desire, it's downright necessary. Like, yo, I need change right now, Kelley. Now, everything's free on the page. The quiz is free, the masterclass is free, everything. All you gotta do is pay attention. But the challenge, the 14-day challenge, that's the only one that gotta charge you for it. I gotta charge you for the challenge because it's real people getting real results in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, it's $99 to join this challenge, but you use the discount code ENERGY. That is the live discount code. ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79. ENERGY. Energy. What's that going to do? That's going to, like I said, that's going to knock the price down $20. $79 to join this life-changing experience. It's a life-changing experience. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. I promise you, you will get the results. But it's all about you. Are you going to show up? Are you going to do the work? You're going to do it again tomorrow? Because to get this number right here to a 4.9 or 5-ish, 5.2, 5.3, you're going to have to do some work. That's where the work comes in, folks. Showing up every day, doing the work, even though it's a challenge. The 14-day challenge, it's a challenge. I didn't design it to be easy. I designed it for people who are ready to go from this to this. Remember this? This transformation. Now you're not going to transform it. This is a complete transformation. This is me over a year. Now you're not going to do this. You're not going to do this in 2 weeks. Okay? But this is going to be the start of it. This 2 weeks is going to be the start of it. You see in this picture, no more heart disease, no more diabetes, no more obesity. None of that. All gone. Why? How? It's because I showed up, I did the work, and I did it again the next day. The work that I'm going to show y'all how to do next. Now let's get to these questions, folks. Let's get to these questions. See what questions we got from y'all. Okay. How much does it cost? If you join the challenge, you use that discount code ENERGY. You join the challenge for $79. It's normally $99, but you use that discount code ENERGY. $79. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Good morning from Detroit. I was a 5.9 a year ago and done nothing or checked again. Okay. And I don't know how to answer that one, Elizabeth. You say good morning from Detroit. Your A1C was at a 5.9 a year ago, and you did nothing. Then you checked, or you didn't check nothing. So I don't know. My A1C is a 13.6, and I had enough. Now my last check was 4.8. Work hard at it that's all you got to do. It's called maintaining your pace. That's it. That's it, Kevin. That is the folks. I'm trying to tell you, you can dance around it. You can try to dance around it and be like, yo, what kind of new med can I take to defeat type 2 diabetes? What kind of new med can I take to reverse the condition? There is no meds that's going to reverse the condition except for one. And it's called lifestyle medicine. Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. What's the formula I'm going to teach you next? How to fix it. Okay? You're here to be valuable. Yeah, you are here to be valuable. You're here to be admired. How do I join? You join by, like I said, I just click that link in my bio. Ooh, click right here. Click my picture again. Use that discount code ENERGY. When you join that, when you join the challenge. Question: disabled veteran not really able to work, so what can I do for that part, please? You can, there's a bunch of free stuff on my page. There's a bunch, all you got to do is pay attention. There's a quiz. Go take the quiz. The master class. Go register for the master class. And then finally, then you can join that 14-day, if you're ready to take that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Let's see if I missed anyone. My son is type 1. Yeah, type 1 is tough. Type 1 is tough. It's a totally different ball game. Yes, see, health, yes. Okay, that's where we left off. Yep. Paula, that's how you join it. You click that link in my description, use that discount code ENERGY. You join that. I started eating more protein and way less carbs. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. How's that working out for you? My board is going to be crazy today. I tried to clean it, but all I did was smear it. Terrible. Okay, folks, here's the ideal range. Here's what we're trying to get to. Yeah, doing pretty good. Keeping my blood sugar down. Here's what we want to get to, folks. We want to get our A1C. The ideal range is 4.9 through 5.3. So we're going to keep that in mind the whole time. Now I told you what this thing was. Now I'm going to tell you how to fix it. How do you fix the number when your number gets too high? When your A1C won't stop, when your A1C it just won't go down. It ain't going to go down by itself. We're going to have to do some work. And this, folks, is the work that you're going to have to do. Now, it is the most often neglected form of healing that there is. But it's the most powerful form of healing that there is. And what is it called? It's called, oh yeah, lifestyle medicine. Lifestyle medicine. Because here's what I believe, folks. I believe that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle, hey, okay, then we can talk about the medication, but it should always be lifestyle first. To get your number to a 4.9 to a 5.3, you're going to have to maintain your pace. You're going to have to maintain your pace. P-A-C-E. Now check it out. Check it out. There's only one person that can prescribe this medication to you. It's only one. So your doctor it's not your doctor. It's not your spouse. It's not your husband. It's not your wife. It's not your kids. It's not your your boss. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication, these meds, is you. Okay? The only person that can prescribe yourself these types of medications is you. Lifestyle medicine. If you ever wanted to get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, if you ever wanted to get your A1C back to that range, because like I said, it's not going to drop by itself, you'll have to maintain your pace. The first part of the formula that you're going to have to prescribe to yourself, if you ever wanted to get your number back here, is P. Having a peaceful, first part of the formula, folks. Having a peaceful mind. Yeah. Now, what does that mean? To lower the insulin resistance, having a peaceful mind is very, very important. Here's why. It's because cortisol is a stress hormone. When you get stressed out, cortisol kicks in and causes things to go a little bit wacky. So that's your body's fight or flight. So when cortisol kicks in and adrenaline kicks in, your body thinks that you're getting ready to fight. So you got adrenaline and it kicks in. And then the cortisol kicks in. And then that causes your liver to release blood sugar, stored blood sugar. Why is your liver releasing stored blood sugar? Well, because you need the energy because you're getting ready to fight. And remember that little saying from earlier? Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows, right? This is like blood sugar trying to get away, but they can't. Insulin's following them. It's like you're trying to get away from the chaperone. When you go on the field trip, you're trying to get away from the chaperone. So we can sneak off. Let's run from the chaperone. But you can't get away from the chaperone, can you? Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So now you've got high levels of insulin because you're stressed out. Because you let the dog's getting on your nerves, the traffic is getting on your nerves, your spouse is getting on your nerves, your kids is getting on your nerves, somebody's getting on your nerves. So I understand it now. I used to think that it was a joke when people would tell me that they can't lose the weight or their blood sugar is high because of the stress. And I'd be like, God, that's a cop out. It's just because of what you're eating, man. Come on, man. Stop eating it. But this is a very, very important part of the formula. Having a peaceful mind. How do you have a peaceful mind? Here's what you got. Here's what you got to do. Here's a prescription that you got to prescribe to yourself, folks. The 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's, folks. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Prescribe that to yourself. You'll start to notice that your blood sugar will start to look a whole lot different. Okay, next part of the formula that you gotta prescribe to yourself. If you ever wanted to get your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, is by having an active, this is the part of the formula that people hate the most. Having an active body. Active body, folks. You're like, well, Kelley, you had me at peaceful mind, man. I could get it. I get it why I got extra blood sugar and insulin and all that stuff. But when you talk about activity, bro, like Kelley, I think that, is it possible? People ask me all the time, is it possible to be allergic to activity? I can't remember the last time I worked out, Kelley. I'm allergic to it, bro. Is that possible? No, it's not possible. How do I know it's possible? It's because Netflix was not around when human beings were created. Netflix wasn't there. So they had to get out and be active. They didn't have the remote. Heck, when I was a kid, we didn't even have remotes when I was a kid. We had to get up and turn it, like when your mom was like, hey, turn the channel, you had to get up and you had to turn the little box in the cable box. Go sit back down. You had to turn the TV up. You had to go get up and turn the TV up. There was no remote. You had to move. So as years have gone on, human beings, more and more technology, we're less and less active. Now, if you're suffering from insulin resistance, you want to make sure that you're getting 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. This is what you got to prescribe to yourself. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Why? It's because we're trying to get our number back to 4.9 to 5.3. And movement, folks, is fantastic for that. Okay? Moderate intensive movement. What the hell is that, Kelley? Like you said, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. Like, what is that, Kelley? Here's what it is. If you're on a treadmill, think of moderate intensive movement. Like if you're on a treadmill, it means that you can talk, but you can't sing. You can talk, but you cannot sing. That, folks, is moderate intensive movement. That little gray area where I can still talk. Like if you're on the treadmill, you see a nice young lady, like, hey, how are you? You can talk to her. But if you're able to sing to her, then that's a problem. That means we need to pick up the pace. You know what I'm saying? So that is that little gray area right there. You can talk, but you can't sing. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, moderate intensive movement. Now, 5 days a week, you want to know what that means? That means you still get weekends off. You still get weekends off 5 days a week. You get all the benefits. People who move their body, they tend to live longer. People who move their body tend to have a lower A1C. Why? It's because muscles are hungry. You're like, well, what you mean muscles are hungry, Kelley? Well, muscles are hungry just like Pac-Man is for those pellets. When you think of muscles and blood sugar, I want you to think of Pac-Man. Okay? Just eating up all of the pellets. He can't get enough. And don't let it be Miss Pac-Man. She definitely can't get it. She's eating all of the pellets. So that's the relationship I want you to think about when it comes to muscles and blood sugar. Muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. Oh yeah, blood sugar. So when you think of muscles and blood sugar, I want you to think of Pac-Man. So that should say 30 minutes a day, 5 days. This is why they tell you to go. This is why they go tell you to go for a walk after you eat. Like, what's the point of taking a walk after I eat? Oh yeah, because you got to use your muscles, and they're hungry. Always, they never stop being hungry, and they're hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of, that you just ate. So if you just ate a big meal full of a lot of junky stuff, okay, and your blood sugar goes high, they tell you go for a walk. You'll bring it down. Why are you bringing it down? It's because those muscles are eating all of that blood sugar. Give it to me. They don't even need insulin at that point. They're so hungry that they'll bypass the insulin. Because you need insulin. You need insulin to open the cells to give you energy. But this is the only time that you do not need insulin, is when you're moving your body. Because muscles are that hungry. Pac-Man. Okay. The next part of the formula, folks, is the C. The most controversial pillar that there is. Woo-hoo. Clean eating. Clean eating. Most controversial pillar that there is. You're like, why is clean eating the most controversial pillar that there is, Kelley? Why? It's up there with politics and it's up there with religion. It's highly debated topics. Trust me. I didn't understand this until I became a nutritionist. Check it out. If you don't believe me, how highly debated this is, do me a favor, folks. Let's play a little game. Which team are you on? Which side do you represent? Is it sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie? Which side are you on? Is it sweet potato or is it pumpkin pie? Put it in the chat, folks. Which team are you on? Which team are you on? And we're going to talk about clean eating. Which team are you on, folks? Pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie? Let's see. Let's see. Sweet potato, oh, sweet potato. Sweet potato for me. Oh, sweet potato is dominating right now. Sweet potato over pumpkin pie? Or is it pumpkin pie over sweet potato pie? Ooh, the sweet potatoes are dominating, man. Is it sweet potato pie or is it pumpkin pie, folks? We're talking about clean eating. It's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Now, you're going to be having sweet potato pie, you're going to be having pumpkin pies at Thanksgiving. Now, come on, now be real. Sweet potato, everybody. Sweet potato, sweet potato. Ooh, sweet potato. Sweet potato. Ooh, sweet potato. Ooh, you got one pumpkin. Why this is unusual. Usually there's a lot more pumpkins. Somebody said both. Sweet potatoes are dominating today. This is crazy. Okay, we got an honorable mention of pumpkin. Okay, we got like 2 pumpkins, like 30 sweet potatoes today. All right, let me see. Any other one? All right. Anyway, it's highly debated. So instead of being highly debated, like eat this diet, eat that diet, no, eat that diet, no, eat this diet, eat that, it's crazy. So at that point, I was like, you know what? That's an endless fight. So here's my version of clean eating. Eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Right? Something that was grown from a branch, something that was once had dirt on it. Protein, your leaner sources of protein. So whatever protein you prefer, as long as it's the leaner source. So what is real, whole, unprocessed foods? Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes, aka beans. Leaner sources of protein: chicken, turkey, salmon, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs. TVP, texturized vegetable protein. And let's make sure it's the leaner sources. Now, things that you want to avoid are not clean eating, are things like processed meats, like sausages and bacon and salami and all of that. Pepperoni, hot dogs, sausages. For my Louisiana folks, boudin. That, folks, is not clean eating. Now we're gonna dig a little bit more into the clean eating coming up a little bit later, but that's it, right? That's it. That's the gist of it. Clean eating is next. So we're gonna talk about that next. So I'm gonna skip over that one real fast, but again, we will be back on clean eating. Don't worry. The last part of the formula, folks. The last part of the formula is effective. If you ever wanted to get your number back to 4.9 or 5.3, you got to have some effective what? Let me make that a little bit shorter. Effective what, folks? Get your number back to 4.9 to a 5.3. What do you reckon? What do you think? Effective what? The last part of the formula. Most people can get their number back to here. Most people can get their number here. They just don't want to. And I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it to you. Effective sleep. That's it, folks. I don't know what nobody guessed, but effective sleep. That's the last part of the formula. Effective sleep. Like effective sleep, people are like, well, what does sleep got to do with it? A lot of people ask me, Kelley, what does sleep have to do with it? What does sleep have to do with it? Well, sleep has a whole hell of a lot to do with it. A whole hell of a lot to do with it. Why? It's because the very next, if you get a poor sleep, you want 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep every night. 6 to 9 hours. Now, if you get poor sleep, the very next day, you want to wake up more insulin resistant. The very next day. The very next day, you're going to be hungry. The very next day, you want to raid the fridge. Here's how sleep can interrupt the whole thing. Sleep, the lack of sleep, is a stressor. This is when your body restores itself. It's when your body needs the most blood. Like the most blood needs to, like at nighttime, is everything circulating. That's why it's not good to eat a big meal right before you go to sleep. Because the digestion takes a lot to digest. And it also takes a lot when your brain goes to sleep. So they're fighting over like who's getting the most blood. Is it the digestive system? Or is it the brain? It should be the brain. The brain shouldn't have to fight with the digestive system. This is called a part of sleep hygiene. Right? 3-2-1 rule. We'll talk about that. It's a whole bunch of other stuff, but that's another story. But then effective sleep, folks. That's it. Effective sleep. And if you work the night shift, OMG, you got to prioritize the hell out of your sleep. The lack of sleep. If you don't get enough effective sleep, they can cancel the whole thing out. Everything can be canceled out if you don't get enough effective sleep. Like the weight loss can stop, like all of that stuff can stop. Why? It's because your body does not have the time to recover. The lack of sleep is a stressor. So if the lack of sleep is a stressor, then what happens when you get stressed? Remember what we talked about? So what happens when you get stressed? Oh yeah, your body kicks in more adrenaline. Your body kicks in more cortisol. And then with the adrenaline and the cortisol, guess what gets released? Oh yeah, stored blood sugar. And remember where blood sugar goes? Who's following blood sugar? Where blood sugar goes, who follows? Remember that little saying? Kind of like the chaperone, like we talked about? Where blood sugar goes, who follows? Let's see if we remember. Where blood sugar goes, something follows. That's it. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So the lack of sleep, even if you're working out like a savage, like I'm working out like a champ, man. I'm eating good. I'm clean eating. But you're not getting enough effective sleep. Oh, man. It's going to throw the whole thing off. So that's it, folks. This is the work that you're going to have to do. To get your numbers back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, this is the work you're going to have to do. You want to know what aging is? You want to know how we age? What is it? Aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. That's what aging is. The aggressive pursuit of comfort. When I say that everybody can do this, everybody has the ability to do this, that we just don't want to. And what I mean by that is let's just say we need to get our A1C back to a 5.3. And we know, we've seen the stories. I'm going to paint the picture. We've seen all the stories of people reversing, bringing their A1C, getting off the medication, reversing their type 2 diabetes. Like, you guys have seen all the stories. I know you have. And they did it with the power of their lifestyle medicine. They were like, I just changed my diet. I changed my habits. And next thing you know, it went away. You've seen those stories. So you know that it's possible, right? So everybody has the ability to do it. You just don't want to. And here's what I mean by that. To get your number to a 4.9 to a 5.3, you're going to have to show up every day and do the work and do it again the next day. So show up, do the work, do it again the next day. What is the work? This is the work. Having a peaceful, this is the prescription that only you can prescribe to yourself. The doctor can't prescribe it to you. Your mom can't prescribe it to you. Your pastor can't prescribe it to you. Your kids, they can't prescribe it to you. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. Where's it? Right there, you. The only person. It's called maintaining your pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. This is the work you're going to have to do. Everybody has the ability to get their number down, but you just don't want to. And here's why. Here's how. I already told you, you've heard the stories. You know that there's people who have done it. You probably heard these stories for many years. Someone, let's paint the scenario. Someone, God forbid, kidnapped your kids, and they held your kids for ransom. And they said, hey, the only way to get your kids back is to get your A1C to a 5.3. That's the only way. That's the ransom. Is to get that's all they want from you. Is to get your A1C to a 5.3. But to do that, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to go super hard at this. And you can't, the stipulation is you can't use medication. You can't use it. How many people would find a way to get it done? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you would find a way to get it done. Put a me in the chat, because that is the only way that you're going to get your kids back. You get your number back to a 5.3, your A1C. Put a me in the chat. Let's see. Put a me, ASF, me. You know that people have done it. You guys know this. So you know that it's possible. Like I said, everybody has the ability to do this, but most people just don't want to. Because if you do it for your kids, why wouldn't you do it for yourself? Most people just don't want to. These are the cold hard facts, folks. Most people just do not want to. So if this is making sense to y'all, folks, put a health yes in the chat if you know exactly what you need to do now, like what you need to do to bring your number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3. The people are like, well, what's the prescription, Kelley? What are we doing here? Here's what we're doing. We're prescribing ourselves lifestyle medicine. The only person that can prescribe it is me, you. You're the only person. And it's an endless loop. You just maintain your pace. You maintain your pace, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Your number, it's a big circle. Your number is going to go down. Honorable mention, substance abuse. Alcohol is not your friend, folks. You want to get your number back to 4.9 to 5.3, alcohol is not your friend. It's not. It is not your friend. It's going to throw a brick in the whole thing. Going to throw a wrench in the whole plan. There's a toxin. They call it, you get intoxicated. So it's a whole, alcohol is a whole different topic, but if you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, if you want to get your number back to 4.9 to 5.3, it is not, alcohol is not your friend. All right, it's not your friend. Yeah, that's it. Any questions? Any questions on this right here? Any questions? Folks, if you want more information on this, on what I'm talking about on this board, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, you can click the link in my, if you click right up here, you click on my picture again, check it out, folks. You're going to come to my page where I tell you it's like Disney World. It's like Disney World. Disney World for folks who are suffering from insulin resistance. Right here. You click right here, boom. There's a bunch of freebies on here. Look, that's why I'm pointing it like, hey, there it all is. There it is. It's like candy. Just eat it all up. It's like Pac-Man. Remember we talked about Pac-Man? Just eat it all up. The quiz right here is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, have you been doing a great job managing your A1C? Have you been maintaining your pace? The quiz is going to be, a lot of people won't take that quiz because it's like, I don't want to take that quiz, Kelley, because it's about your lifestyle, like how you've been living your lifestyle. The questions are very thought-provoking to find out if you've really been maintaining your pace or if you haven't, okay? That's what the quiz is about. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. The masterclass right here, what I just went over. So this is in the masterclass. All of this is in the masterclass right here. Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating. This formula, it's called the freedom formula because you're going to free yourself from the clutches of type 2 diabetes, PCOS, gestational diabetes, erectile dysfunction. Right here. There's the quiz. Oh, and then, there is the masterclass, The masterclass right here. I'm going to give you tactics in each of these areas. In the masterclass, I'm giving you tactics in peaceful mind, tactics in active body, tactics in clean eating, which we're going to talk about next, and then tactics in effective sleep, like the 3-2-1 rule, like the 3 M's. Remember all that stuff? Well, I go over all of that in the masterclass. Absolutely free, folks. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to do. You come to the masterclass, all you got to do is pay attention. Okay? It's pay with your attention. It's 45 minutes for the rest of it will change your life, I'm telling you. And then you got the PDF right here. It's a free PDF. Go grab that PDF. Go grab it. Got a bunch of goodies on there as well. Talks about the formula as well. But then finally, right here, for my serious action takers, for my people who said that we're ready for serious change. If you say, listen, if you raise your hand and say, I've been struggling with this condition for a long time, Kelley, and I've been taking the meds and nothing I did is working, and I'm starting to believe that I'm stuck this way forever. If that's you, if you feel that you're going to be stuck that way forever, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? 14 days. There's a blueprint that says if you follow this 14-day blueprint, the same blueprint that I put myself through, I created the blueprint. Like I tell you, I believe that I'm your perfect tour guide to walk you through this whole type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance journey. Here's why. Because I've been you. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like when you're diagnosed with diabetes. Like I know. And I also know what it feels like to be one of those people that I talked about who've actually done it, who've gotten their number back, who've reversed this type 2 diabetes, reversed the insulin resistance. I'm one of the people who have done it. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. So if you've been struggling, if you raise your hand and say, yeah, I tried everything and nothing has worked. Well, you ain't hang out with me. If you're struggling with that, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. If you say, Kelley, I've had enough, man, I just can't take it anymore. I need to get rid of this thing. I need to get off of these meds. Not now, but right now. You should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. All you got to do is pay attention. The challenge is $99. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, you will get the results. You will get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, which over 250 people have already signed up for this challenge. And then people are getting amazing results. Someone went from an 8 to a 6 in 2 weeks. Like, how do you go from an 8 to a 6 in 2 weeks, Kelley? How does the doctor take them off their medication in 2 weeks, Kelley? Well, I didn't take them off their medication. The doctor took them off their medication. This is not medical advice I'm giving y'all. This is not medical advice. We're just talking about eating. For 14 days, we just changed the way that they ate. And from an 8 to a 6. Someone else went from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Why? It's because, yeah, it takes 3 months for your overall, to see the whole picture, but it can take as little as 2 weeks, 14 days to put a big dent in your A1C. Why? It's because basically you're taking a blood sugar shower, as I call it. Every day, new hemoglobin are being created. And the ones that are the new red blood cells are being created. The ones that are being created, you want those to have as little sugar on them as possible. So you do that over a span of 2 weeks. This is how your A1C can go from an 8 to a 6. It's because the new blood cells that came in had a little sugar on it, a little bit of sugar, not a lot. Therefore, that went to the overall picture of the 3 months. It's just a simple math equation. That's all it is. So that is how you can lower your A1C in as little as 14 days, folks. If you want to do that, if you're interested in that, you can join this. You should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the 14-day challenge for it. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where I promise you, your life will never be the same. Your blood sugar will never be the same. If you've gotten into enough pain, if you raise your hand and you say, Kelley, I'm in enough pain, man. I've gotten to the point where I don't want to push this pain anymore. Like, my A1C's are 15, Kelley. I want to be here for my kids. You know what I mean? Oh, the pain is too much. I want to keep my toes, Kelley. I want to keep my vision. That's what I want to keep. I want to keep all of this. I want to be able to play with my grandkids. I want to be able to get out of bed and not have any inflammation. I just want to get out of bed and feel good. If that's you, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for it. $79. But there's there's a lot of other freebies on my page. The quiz, the masterclass, go get it. Go get all the freebies. The PDF, you go get it. Let's get to these questions. Any questions? Any questions on anything we covered or what you got to do? My A1C is 7.4. I brought it down. 5.9 with clean eating and being active. That's it. That's the only way you're going to get this thing down, man. You're right. You're right. That's me. I want to join. If you want to join, you click that link in my left. Go up there, click my picture again, and go join. That's use the live discount code. This is only while I'm live. It's ENERGY. The reason it's ENERGY is because a lot of people can't remember the last time that they just felt real energy just running through their body. If that's you, if you can't remember the last time you felt real energy just running through your body, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. My A1C is 7.4. I lowered it to 5.1 with clean eating and being active within 5 months. That's it. I still work there. People going to have to do. Everybody has the ability. I'm going to say this again. Everybody has the ability to do this. Everybody does. But most people just don't want to. It's the work you have to do. So you just proved it right there, my good sir. You're going to have to do the work. Not my good, that's Sarah, sorry. Ma'am, that's, yeah. That's a very good point. Yeah, congratulations. That is awesome, Sarah. I missed clean eating tips. Don't worry, because we're getting ready to talk about all things clean eating right now. Right now it's Q&A time. So whatever Q&A, usually I don't have a lot of questions after this because people are like, yo, this is what I got to do. This is what I got to do. But that's it, folks. If you do not like the output, you're going to have to change the input. If you don't like the results that you've been getting, if you've been saying, listen, man, I've been doing this thing, I've been doing this for like the last 20 years, and nothing has changed. For things to change, you're gonna have to change. It's the only way. That's the only way. The only way to get your number back to a 4.9 to 5.3 in that area range, you're gonna have to change. And that's the hardest part. Change. People do not want to change. Okay, that is the hardest part. I say all this stuff is easy. Like I'm joking around, like, yeah, it's easy, but it's not easy. Changing your lifestyle is one of the hardest things that you can do. Why? It's because we love our comfort zone. Our brain is built that way. Our brain is designed to make things, your brain wants to protect you. So your brain is like, yo, anything that's outside of our comfort zone, like, no, we got to stay away from that. Defense. It tries to keep you safe, your mind. But here's what you got to tell your mind. You got to tell this to your mind. Everything that you want and don't have is literally outside of your comfort zone. Everything that you want and you do not have, it is literally outside of your comfort zone. So step out and you're right. Everything you want is right there. If you step outside of your comfort zone, everything that you want is right there. They make documentaries about people who went through something hard. You got a documentary made about you on Netflix, like it's probably a documentary you went through something hard, like climb Mount Everest or something. They don't make documentaries out when like the person is like, oh, what was the documentary about? They just chill out on their couch. They ain't doing anything. They were just chilling. They're not gonna make a documentary about that. They're gonna make a documentary about someone who did the most incredible things. Check it out. If you have enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. Did you know that? If you have enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. The most incredible things, I'm telling you. Reasons, okay? Like, for instance, when my mother passed away, she passed away from the same condition that I got diagnosed with. So therefore, I had enough reasons. And what was my reasons? My reasons were pure anger, okay? That was my reasons. When I lost all of the weight and I did the transformation, that was out of pure anger. All right, let me show you the pictures. To go from this to this, I went from this to this out of pure anger. Pure anger. You don't see it now. I'm smiling and stuff, but I did that out of pure anger. Because I had the ability to do it a long time ago. But when the emotion of anger took over after losing my mother, from the same condition that I just got diagnosed with, that caused me to go crazy. Like crazy, like with working out and eating right. I just got obsessed with it. It became a beautiful obsession. Pure anger. So I had the ability to do it a long time ago. I just didn't have enough reasons. But if you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. If you're ready to take, if you say, Kelley, that's me, I'm ready for change. I'm ready to do, I'm ready to like do something incredible. This is the part where I'm like, I'm ready, it's go time, Kelley. I've been raising my hand. I've been looking for something like this to do this. It's a challenge. So 14-day, that's you. You should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you lie awake at night wondering if diabetes is going to steal your future, if that's you, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? If you're tired of watching other people just live their life like, yo, you see them living their life, eating whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, and not have to worry about their blood sugar and being trapped by meds, if that's you, if you want to get your life back so that you can live a little bit, and like, yeah, I can go live a little bit. I can, yeah. I don't have to have the life by all these restrictions. Then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Get your life back. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining that challenge for $79 to join that challenge. If you're ready, Vivian, if that's you, I'm going to show you what to do it. You click right here. Somebody said, how do I join the challenge? Right here. I'm going to show you how to join the challenge right here. Here it is. Click right here. Follow me along. And then you got to click on my face again. It's somewhere around here. Wherever my face is, click on it. So we'll click right up here. And then click on my face again. And then you're going to get taken to this. You're going to get taken to this screen. You can probably still hear me talking. You hear me talking? Yay. You still hear me? Press that button right there. Boom. And when it says link tree, there it is. There's where all the goodies are, right there. Here's where the challenge is, right here. So where all the goodies are, folks. Like I said, there's a lot of freebies on my page. There's the quiz, there's the master class. It's all free. It's all grab and go stuff. But for my people who are ready for serious change, you say, listen, I'm ready to take control of my blood sugar. Today's the day that I said enough was enough. I've been saying this for years that this is what I want to do. But the whole time I've had the ability in me to do it. I just really haven't applied myself 100%. If that's you, and now you say I'm ready to take control, now you say I'm ready to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you use that discount code, the live discount code ENERGY, use that discount code ENERGY, you're joining the challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where your life, I promise you, your blood sugar will never look the same again. It's going to be like back to the normal range, back to trending back down. If we don't get it to the normal range, we're going to get it damn close to the normal range. Right here. Here we go. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY, $79 to join that challenge. Here we go. Let's see if we got any questions. Links are in my description. Thank you, Sarah. I've been dropping my A1C by eating whole foods with protein, fiber, and good fats. I dropped 3 points. There it is, right? That's it. We're going to talk about clean eating next, but that is it. That is it. That is it. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for saying that, Sarah. The challenge does work. Yes, see if you got any more questions. And for my folks who have graduated from the challenge, if you say, like, listen, I've done the 14-day challenge, man, I got amazing results. Now, I'm ready to take it to the next level. That, folks, is called Beyond the Challenge. Beyond the Challenge is 8 weeks experience. Hang out with me after you get amazing results in 2 weeks. You're going to want to hang out some more. Hang out with me for another 8 weeks, 8-week experience. It's called Beyond the Challenge. Beyond the Challenge is out right now. 8-week experience for the folks who have gotten through the 2-week challenge and they're ready for more. Maybe you got to lose some, maybe because you're not gonna do a total transformation in 2 weeks. You're gonna put a big dent in your overall A1C. Yeah, you'll put a big dent in it. But as far as diabetes altogether, like I said before, it takes 3 to 4 months for all of those, for around three months or so, to completely turn over all of those red blood cells, for you to completely have a totally new A1C. But in 2 weeks, you can put a big dent in the overall average. It's just simple math. That's all it is. Okay, no questions. So that's it. Let's go on and let's talk about the next topic, folks. And this is clean eating. For my folks who want to join that challenge, use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said before, you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. Like, yo, like the change, bro, like I need change, not now, but right now. It's downright necessary. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use this discount code, ENERGY. Now, here we go. Let's go on to the next topic. There's no more questions. Clean eating, folks. This is this topic, clean eating. Very, very controversial topic. Yeah. No doubt. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Your 14-day challenge and eating clean and being active helped me better than my endocrinologist. So very nice to say. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. That's because you put in the work, though, Sarah. You put in the work. I just gave you the blueprint, and you put in the work. So that's it. Folks, if you want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and change the way that your body is operating in as little as 2 weeks, especially when it comes to blood sugar and inflammation, if that's you, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, ENERGY. Clean eating. Let's introduce clean eating, folks. Get our number back to a 4.9 to a 5.3. That is the ideal range. That's what we're going for. That's what we're like, yeah, we need to get there. 4.9 to 5.3. How do we get it there? And it is through clean eating. You're like, well, what the hell is clean eating, Kelley? Tell me what that is. Okay, it's actually an acronym. It's actually an acronym. What does it stand for? It stands for, the C stands for choose natural. This is the introduction to clean eating. Choose natural. So choose natural foods, whole, unprocessed foods. What is clean eating? Choose whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. right? Leaner sources, go organic as much as you possibly can. Does everything have to be organic? No, everything doesn't have to be organic, but you want to go organic as much as you possibly can. As much as you can. If you can afford it, go organic. If you can, as much as you possibly can. So choose natural. Whole, unprocessed foods. The H stands for, the L in clean eating stands for load up on veggies. Oh, what kind of veggies? Specifically the non-starchy veggies. Those ones specifically. Carrots, mushrooms, broccoli, kale, cucumber, spinach, arugula, asparagus. Load up on veggies, the non-starchy veggies, folks. Okay, the E in clean stands for eat lean proteins. Eat lean proteins. Like I told you before, when it comes to proteins, like whatever protein you prefer. Like I don't tell people what protein to do anymore. I used to eat this protein, eat that protein. I just say this. Listen, make sure it's the leaner sources of protein. This is what I say now. Make sure it's the leaner sources of protein. So whether it's chicken, turkey, venison, or whatever, or steak, or eggs, or tofu, or tempeh, or fish, TVP, texturized vegetable protein. Just make sure it's the leaner sources. We're going to come back to this, but just make sure it's the leaner sources. Not the processed meats, not the bacons and the salamis and all of that stuff. That's not clean eating, folks. The A stands for avoid the crap. That's also an acronym in itself. Avoid the crap. Well, we'll just keep it simple for now. Calorie-rich and processed foods. That's what crap is. Calorie-rich and processed foods. Foods that are rich in calories and they're processed. There's another acronym we'll talk about later, okay? But those are the foods that you want to avoid. The Ho-Ho Twinkies, the Ding Dongs, the Takis and the Doritos and all of the Mountain Dews and the Coca-Colas and all of the energy drinks. Folks, that goes in the crap category. That's kind of stuff that you want to avoid as much as you possibly can. Here's the thing. Here's how I remember things to avoid. It's a rule of thumb, folks. Never, and I mean never, get your gas and your food from the same place. Never get your food and your gas from the same place. Where you get gas, don't get food. That's a good way to remember avoiding the crap. We'll come back to that. And the N stands for nourish yourself. Nourish yourself. Nourish yourself what? First. Oh yeah, nourish yourself first, taste buds second. Nourish yourself first, taste buds second. Because most of the time as human beings, we ain't nourishing ourselves first. Human beings do not care anything about nourishment. Here's what we care about. Does it taste good and am I full? How good does it taste? No, you need to put some more seasoning. No, you didn't put enough seasoning. No, we don't care anything about taste, folks. We don't care anything about nourishment. We care about taste buds. So let's flip the whole script though. Let's think about food, how we think about food. We got to nourish ourselves first. Taste buds second. That's clean eating, folks. That's it in a nutshell. That's the introduction to clean eating. So if this is making sense to y'all, put a health yes in the chat. And now we're getting ready to talk about this clean eating plate. Put a health yes in the chat. If you understand what clean eating is, now we're going to talk about the clean eating plate. Counting calories. You hate counting calories, put a me in the chat. Somebody says, listen, we need you to count all these calories, man. We need you to weigh all this food, count all these calories. Who hates that? Put a me in the chat if you hate counting all these freaking calories. Put a me. Me. Let's see. Health, yes. Me. Me, I hate counting calories. Me. Me. Yeah, me. The thing is, why do you hate counting calories so much? Why? It's because it's tedious. It's annoying. So you don't like to do it. Our brain, I told you, our brain is built to protect us. Counting calories takes way too much brain power. It's like it takes a lot of brain power. So therefore, your mind is like, we don't want to do that. So let's try to do something else, something that we're more comfortable with. It's how the brain works. It tries to protect you. And counting calories burns too many calories. Thinking about counting all these calories it just drains you. Like, oh my God, counting calories? Why can't I just eat, man? I want to lose the weight, but I just want to eat naturally. Okay. What if there were a way, though, folks? What if there were a way to lose the weight without counting the calories, without weighing the food, without doing all of that, folks? What if there were a way? There is a way, and it's called the clean eating plate. That's coming up next. The clean eating plate. No more counting calories, no more weighing the food, no more none of that. If you're ready to learn more about clean eating, if you say, listen, Kelley, I'm ready for change, bro. I've been eating a whole bunch of the crap right here. Okay. I know that. And I got cravings. I got the food noises. If that's you, the food noise is crazy. The cravings are crazy. Like all of this is crazy. If that's you, if you say, yeah, that's me, I'm ready to get out of this. I'm ready to get out of here, folks. I'm ready to get out of here. Thank you, Sarah. I'm ready to get out of this trap. Okay? You're not trapped, by the way. Let me tell you that. You're not trapped. Nor was I. I showed you the pictures when I was diabetic, had diabetes, obese, and all that stuff. I showed you the pictures, right? But I wasn't stuck. I was obese. I had diabetes, heart disease, but I wasn't stuck. I wasn't trapped. I was just loyal to my preferences. That's all it was. I was just loyal to my preferences. I could have easily gotten my number there. Why didn't I do it? Because I didn't have enough, like I said earlier, I didn't have enough reasons. And if you've got enough reasons, if you say, I'm ready for change, I'm tired of talking about this. I've been talking about this for years. I've been telling this person about it. I've been telling that person that I wanted to do it. I've been telling them I wanted to do it. I call that the complaint. And we don't do anything about it. I call that the complaint train. Okay? You've been saying you want to do it for years and you know that you could have done it. That's called the complaint train. There's two sides. Either you complain about it or you can get better. There's two teams. Either I can complain about it or I can get better. The question is, which team are you going to be on? Are you going to be on the complain train, or are you going to be on team get better? Because those are the only two teams, folks. The only two teams. Why do diabetics have salt cravings? And diabetics got cravings for everything. Everything. You just want energy, no matter how you can get it. It's because that's what it means to have insulin resistance. It means that your body's energy is destroyed. So it'll crave anything it'll crave anything. So that's what we talked about earlier. The food noise, the cravings. If that's you, if you're tired of the cravings, you just want to get your life under control, you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that is you. If you're suffering from this condition, you're like, I've hit my rock bottom, Kelley. I've hit rock bottom. Because that's what it takes a lot of times. It takes hitting rock bottom for someone to take action. It takes most people to hit rock bottom before they take action. What do I mean by rock bottom? Pain. When you get to the maximum amount of pain, like that's it, I can't take any more pain, that's it. I'm tapped out, you got me, okay? That's it. That's called rock bottom. I've been there. I know what it feels like to hit rock bottom when it comes to your health. You're just joining us, here it is. Here it is. That's called hitting rock bottom. Right here, that's called hitting rock bottom. Right there, let me see. That's called hitting rock bottom. All right? When you hit rock bottom, it's the only time that people will change. So let's get to it before it gets to that, folks. Okay? If you're ready for change, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79 because your A1C, folks, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to keep it real with you. Your A1C is not going to lower itself. You're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to show up, do the work, do it again the next day. That's the only way around it. A lot of people try to get around it. They try to get around on what they got to do. There is no getting around doing the work. Like we're talking about clean eating right now. There is no getting around clean eating. There is no to get to your A1C to a 5.3. There is no getting around. Okay? You can't take shortcuts. You can try to take shortcuts, but the cravings are going to persist. The weight's still going to persist. All of the brain fog is still going to persist. The neuropathy is still going to persist. I think medication is very, very important. It's very, very important if you need it. But here's the thing, most people don't. Okay? Most people don't. We just haven't gotten enough pain to be able to get outside of our comfort zone. You get outside of your comfort zone, I'm telling you, you can do the most incredible things. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code, ENERGY. When we were born, we look like our parents. Yep, but that's it. You know my saying. Usually that's it. That's what I use. That's my saying. When we're born, I'll save it for later, but yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one, Tasha. But that's it. Let's go to the next part. Let's go to what do we say we're going to? Oh yeah, the clean eating plate. Everybody said that they hated counting the calories. You hated counting the calories? Okay. Also, if you hate counting the calories, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Diabetic meds, just put a little temporary band-aid on diabetic while your A1C continues to rise. Yup. Just gonna put a med, just gonna put a bandage on it. It's gonna put a bandage on it. That's it. It's gonna put a bandage on it. And you don't want to put the bandage on it. You want the scab to heal. Like you want it to heal. You want to have like a scar. Like, yeah, I got a scar right there. Boom. Like, yeah, that's why I went to war and it healed and I got stronger. What's a good breakfast? We're going to talk about it right now. Let's talk about the clean eating plate, folks. Let's get into it. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. This is for people who are saying, this is where a lot of people fall off when they say, hey, Kelley, I was okay with all of that other stuff, but when you talk about my eating, man, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know about giving up my whole Twinkies and my ding dongs and all that. I don't know about that. Because what's the fun food? Put it in the chat, folks. I want y'all to put it in the chat. What is the one food you say, like, listen, man, Kelley, I don't care what you're talking about, bro, but I'm not giving up this food no matter what. I don't care how bad I want to get my A1C to a 5.3, but I ain't giving it up. It could be food, it could be alcohol, it could be whatever. What's the one thing that you say, no matter what, you're not giving up this food no matter what? I don't care how bad my A1C is, I ain't giving this up. Somebody said, oh, okay, somebody said, put it in the chat. Ice cream, yeah. Cheese, somebody, Lay's potato chips, bread, pizza. You don't care how bad your A1C is, you ain't giving that up. No matter what. Rice, brown rice, caramel cake, candy. Wow, this is some serious pizza. These are some serious responses. Y'all say y'all ain't giving that up no matter what. You don't even care how bad your A1C is, you still not gonna give it up? I think we missed the part where we talked about A1C, what that is. I think we missed that part. You guys, that was in the beginning. You might have missed that part on what it means, what an A1C is. You might have missed that one. Let's see. All right, let's see. There's a lot of responses in here. Okay, it was bread, wheat in general for me. Gave it up though, gluten-free now. Okay. Ice cream. Eat it in moderation. Okay, but I'm tired. Okay. Okay, but I'm tired. What do you mean? You eat pizza, but you're tired. That's what you got. That's what you got. You got choices in this world, right? You got choices. Which one is more important, the pizza or getting your energy back? It's just simple math. I will give up anything to get healthy. That is the first. Wow, Valerie, that is. Shout out to you. Wow, that is an amazing response, Valerie. Here it is, though. The food that I wouldn't give up for me was a double cheeseburger with an extra pickles and a small fry from McDonald's. A double cheeseburger with extra pickles specifically, and a small fry from McDonald's, and then I maybe wash it down with a sweet tea or a high C. Just depends on how I feel that day. Or some days I just may have like a little bottle of water, you know what I mean, to wash it down with. But that was mine from McDonald's. I wasn't gonna give that up. But folks, to get your number back to 4.9 or 5.3, we gotta get serious about our health. It doesn't matter what we got to give up. We're gonna get to that number. Like I said before, everybody has the ability. I'm gonna say it again. Everybody has the ability to do this. Most people just don't want to. 50%. What if we fill that plate like this instead? 50%, 50%, 25%, 25%. What if our plate could look like that instead? What if we could do something simpler? Just like, yo, this is simple, man. Like, and I'm losing the weight, which many people have done. Which Sarah says she's using a clean eating plate, and her numbers are amazing. She did the 14-day challenge. Now she's just following along, and now her numbers are amazing. So something about, her endocrinologist is baffled. All due to this clean eating plate. Check it out. Non-starchy veggies. 50% non-starchy veggies. What the hell are non-starchy veggies? Broccoli, cucumber, kale, arugula, spinach, cauliflower. How you doing, folks? Put a new in the chat if you're new. If you're just coming in, if you're new, you're new in the chat. My name is Kelley. We talk about, I'm a certified holistic nutritionist. We talk about all things diabetes, insulin resistance, all that stuff, weight loss. How do I know about all this stuff? Why? Or because I was a diabetic as well. Keyword, did have diabetes, type 2 diabetes, no longer have diabetes, no longer have heart disease, and I'm no longer obese. So folks, stick around, I got you. If you ever wanted to get your number, your A1C back to a 4.9 to a 5.3, there you go. Stick around, I got you. We got some new folks. I subscribed. Okay, great. You subscribed or you joined the challenge, Joe? I know you were asking the other day, Joe, about joining the challenge. Subscribing is totally different than the 14-day challenge. Yeah, I'm new. Man, shout out to you. Shout out to the new folks, new here. What's up, y'all? Yeah. If you're new here, do me a favor, click that link in my description, in my bio. Click that link in my bio and register. Go take the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. 2 minutes. But back to this clean eating plate. What's up, Catherine? But back to this clean eating plate. 50% non-starchy veggies. Like I said, broccoli, kale, arugula, spinach, all of that. We'll come back to mushrooms. That's another one. Mushrooms. You can make a big, beautiful stir fry on this side over here. Beautiful stir fry. And then check it out. Now, the next side, you got proteins and fats. So non-starchy veggies, 50%. Proteins and fats, 25%. What kind of proteins? Remember we touched on the proteins earlier. Remember that? We talked about the linear sources of protein. So whatever protein you prefer. So whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's lamb, whether it's, steak, whether it's eggs, whether it's tofu, whether it's fish, whether it's tempeh, whether it's TVP, texturized vegetable protein, heck, maybe it's even eggs. You know what I mean? Whatever you prefer. Just make sure that it's not the processed meats, the processed proteins, like things like, somebody said it earlier, bacon. Usually when people tell me they're not going to give up, they're not going to give these things up, they don't care anything about their health. They're not going to give these things up. They don't care how bad their health is. The top two things are, the runner-up is bacon. Bacon is the runner-up. Okay. And the overall one that most people say that they will never give up, they don't care how bad their health is cheese. Okay. Cheese. Cheese would not go into, we talk about healthy fats. Cheese is not a healthy fat, folks. Okay. It's not a healthy fat. All right, it's a very, very controversial topic, so I won't get into you with cheese and dairy and all that stuff. But if you want to know more about dairy, I want you to watch this documentary called, or it's a lecture actually It's a gentleman named Walter Veep, and he's going to give a lecture on dairy. And by the end of it, and cheese and all that stuff, and by the end of that lecture, it's an 80-minute lecture. It's called Utterly Amazing. By the end of that lecture, I'm very sure that you will double think your dairy. Okay? So that's all I'll say on that when it comes to dairy. But proteins, leaner sources, things you want to stay away from, the bacon, the cheese, the salamis, the hot dogs, turkey bacon, all processed meat. Yeah, that's it. All processed meat. You want to stay away from that stuff as much as you possibly can, because those are what's called group 1 carcinogens. And group 1 carcinogens. That's what they're called. If you want to know what a group 1 carcinogen is, just look. Let's put that into a chat, into a message, and say, what is a group 1 carcinogen? And you'll see what category that processed meat goes in. Oh yeah, things like, and for my Louisiana folks, I know it's gonna hurt a lot of hearts, but for my Louisiana folks, boudin. Boudin and the crawfish boil are not clean eating. Boudin is not clean eating, my Louisiana folks. The crawfish boil, I know it's a part of your culture, I get it. But when we're talking about getting our number back to the ideal range, 5.3, getting it back to a 5.3. A lot of people will tell me, they'll say, listen, Kelley, when it comes to getting my number back to a 5.3 or a crawfish boil, I'm going to choose the crawfish boil every time. Every time. Now, nobody's going to say this. Nobody's going to actually say that, but their actions will say that's exactly what I wanted to do. Because here's the thing. What you do speaks so loudly that people cannot hear what you're saying. Did you know that? What you do speaks so loudly that people can't hear what you're saying. All right, now, healthy fats. Avocados, nuts and seeds. The 3 approved oils: olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil. Those are the 3 approved oils. If it's not avocado, if it ain't coconut, if it ain't olive, man, throw it away. Throw it away. Get it out of there. Like I said, cheese is not clean eating, folks. I know that's gonna hurt. Dairy is not clean eating. I promise you it's not. Okay, so that's proteins and fats. So like I said, linear proteins, healthy fats, avocados, nuts and seeds, chia seeds, all kinds of stuff. Pistachios, olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, healthy fats. All right, carbs. Here's the last section, the carbohydrate section with the fruit. Carbs and the fruit, I'm putting them together. The carbs and the fruit. Why am I putting the carbs and the fruit together? Why? It's because they go together. They're both, these things will raise your blood sugar. These are the things that will significantly raise your blood sugar. So we'll put them in the same category. They're all a form of carbohydrates. 25%. It's a very specific rule. You see this down arrow? The reason I put the down arrow is because when it comes to whatever kind of carb, you can eat pretty much whatever kind of carbs you eat, but we're not going to do the refined carbohydrates. We ain't doing the whole Twinkies and the ding dongs and all of the refined stuff. We ain't doing that. We're doing the whole unprocessed as much as we possibly can. So rice, potatoes, quinoa, farro, if you want to do pasta, just make sure it's the single ingredient pasta, things like chickpea pasta or things like, lentil pasta. You know what I mean? So fruits, whatever kind of, preferably the lower glycemic index fruit. You can have whatever kind of fruit you want, but preferably the low glycemic index fruit. Things like berries, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, folks. Now, can you do watermelon and mangoes and all that stuff? Yeah, you can, but you just got to make sure that it's a very specific rule. You got to make sure you eat. When you think of fruit, here's what I want you to think about when you think about fruit. Think of fruit as a dessert. Think of fruit as a dessert. You're like, what do you mean think of fruit as a dessert, Kelley? Well, a dessert in this sense. You want to think of it as a dessert because that's exactly what it is. It's nature's candy. So you want to eat in a very specific order. 1, 2, 3. We'll come back to 1, 2, 3 a little bit later. But right now, I just want you to wrap your mind around thinking of fruit as a dessert. The same way that you'd eat a pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie or apple pie, like we talked about earlier. The same way that you would eat some ice cream. You eat some ice cream as a dessert. I don't recommend it though, but you can. Think of fruit the exact same way. But you think of it as a dessert. But you want to look at the range. Look, 25%. You can go down, but you can't go up. Check it out. Check it out. You can make your life even so easy that you can go get yourself one of these clean eating plates. Check it out. Look at this. Look how familiar. Doesn't this look familiar, folks? Look at that. I'm going to show you. Doesn't that look familiar? Doesn't that look familiar, folks? Doesn't it look familiar? It's called the clean eating plate. You go get yourself one of these. You can get one of these out of my TikTok showcase. These are the best plates I've seen. Look. You can make your life so simple. You can even take this to the party with you. Like, yo, I'm going to the party. You bring your plate with you. You good. Like, y'all bring my plate. Everywhere you go, you can bring your plate. You can put this in your little knapsack. Like, yo, I got this in my knapsack. And they're made out of straw. Look, they're not even plastic. They're made out of straw. These are the deepest ones I've seen. Look how deep they are. Sturdy. Now, I've seen some plates out there that were like, yo, where did you get that tiny plate from, man? That plate is tiny, bro. No wonder you're still hungry. Okay? No wonder. Makes sense. Because you got the tiny plate. But these are the best ones I've seen. Get one out of my TikTok showcase. Check it out. You can even get creative with this thing. You can rule your life. This plate can rule your life. This plate can change your life. I'm telling you. This plate right here, this clean eating plate, it can change your life more than metformin can. It can. If you put it to work, you play the pieces right, you put it to work, it'll change your life more than the GLP-1 can. This little plate right here. I'm going to show you how to navigate some of it. Now, it can start to get complicated, but it's way easier. It can start to get complicated based on what your body's doing. Based on what your body, it starts to get complicated. But you can make it super, super simple. Change your percents. Let's just say one day you're like, man, I'm hitting the gym. I want to go to the gym. Like today, I'm going to the gym. So I loaded up on some protein in the morning, like I tell y'all to do. Prioritize protein in the morning. Get you some protein in the morning. You feel satiated throughout the day. and you want to get swole, so I'm going to go to the gym later on and get swole. But I want more protein. Let's just say I want more protein. I'm eating 50% veggies right now, but let's just say I want more protein. You can actually flip your plate and boom, you put your protein on top up there. You put your protein up there, 50% protein. And then you can bring your carbs, your starchy veggies, you can bring those down, and then look, boom. You can keep your carbs the same. 50, 25, 25. Get yourself one of these plates. Called the clean eating plate. These things are in my showcase, folks. Look, play around, look at it. All of this stuff. This is part one of the clean eating plate. We're going to dive into it. We're going to dive into it. This is where your questions start getting fun. So usually a lot of questions on clean eating, folks. But here's the thing, folks. If you ever wanted to get your number, I'm telling you, the only way is you to get your numbers to like a 5.3, your A1C, because it ain't going to drop by itself. This is the work you're going to have to do. Learning and mastering this plate. Make it become your best friend. It's going to be like Chucky. I'm a big 80s guy. Chucky said, "Heidi ho, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end." You want this plate to be your friend to the end. But if you get yourself one of these plates, it will make it will extend your end. It will extend your life. You just master this plate. You talk about mastery, master this. Lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the lifestyle first. Okay, then we can talk about the medication. But that plate right there, I'm telling you, it'll save your life. Where do you get one of these plates? Where do you get one? I'm going to show you where you get one of these plates. Then we're going to get back to your questions. We're going to get back to the Q&A. Because I know there's always a lot of questions about the clean eating plates. But folks, right here, click right here. And then click on my picture again. And then you're going to come here. You're going to come right here. Click that link right here. The same thing over here as well. Here it is. There's the quiz. There's the masterclass. Go take the quiz, folks. Go register for the masterclass. Absolutely free. PDF, absolutely free. But for my folks who want serious change, for my folks who say, "Yeah, Kelley, I need some help with this. Like, I need help with the whole clean eating thing. Like, I've been on the blood sugar roller coaster, man. Like, I want to get off of this. I want to get off of the metformins, okay? I want to get off of the glipizide. Like, we got somebody off of there. We didn't get them off. They got themselves off. She did the work. In 2 weeks, their doctor took her off of her glipizide and her metformins and her GLP-1s, all because she did the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready for change, if that's you, if you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, look at the possibility. Look at what can happen. But what if you wake up and you just say, "You know what, man, I ain't going to do anything today. I'm going to just continue to do what I've been doing. I'm going to just continue to do what I've been doing. I'm going to continue to take these meds. I'm going to continue to stay in this misery. I'm going to continue to just spin in circles. I'm just going to continue to do that." You can continue to do that. It's your choice. It is your choice. It's all about choices. If you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where? It's a blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, it's all about nutrition. It's a nutrition blueprint. You follow the blueprint, you will get the results, the similar results, just like everybody else has been getting. There are over 250 people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And if you show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow, I promise you, your blood sugar won't ever look the same. You're going to be one of these success stories, these many success stories that are coming on here and people are sharing their story. If that's you, if you're ready for change, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, everything that you get, everything that you get, it is a challenge though, folks. It is a challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge. But to use the live discount code, it is a live discount code. You use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge where your life will never be the same. You raised your hand and said, that's me. I need help. That's me. Then said I've been needing help for many years. I've been saying this for 5 years, 10 years, and nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed in the last 10 years, here's the thing. If the only thing that's changed in the last 10 years is your prescription, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Okay? That's the only thing that's changed in the last 10 years is your prescription. You should join that challenge. Because if you hang out with me for 2 weeks, if we're going to change, the prescription may change. I'm not your doctor, so I can't take you off your medication and all that stuff. But there is a prescription that you will prescribe to yourself. And it's going to be that C. It's going to be that clean eating. We're going to prescribe you clean eating. I'm going to show you how to do it. Step by step by step. You just follow the plan, you get the result. It's a blueprint. It's a formula. It is a principle. Principles don't care who you are. Principles doesn't care if you're black, white, tall. Thank you for helping me reach my goal. Tall, short, doesn't matter. Principles do not care. They're principles. Thank you, Sarah. They're principles. You follow the principles, you get the results. If that's you, if you're ready for change, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use that discount code, ENERGY. You're joining the live discount code, ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79. Let me see here. Are there any questions? Let me see. What are the best beans to eat? Okay, we're going to come back to beans. If I go off your plan, I'll lose 10 pounds. If I go off your plan, I'll be 10 pounds. If I go off your plan, I'll be 10 pounds. I'm not sure what that means. If you go off my plan, you'll be 10 pounds or you'll lose 10 pounds. I don't know what you mean. I bought 12 of those plates, one for everyone in my household. Wow, Sarah. You really went all out. Your whole family is serious. You bought 12 of those plates for the whole household. Where do you get those plates? Thank you for saying that. Where do you get those plates? Here's where you get those plates. Here's where you get those plates. You get those plates from right here, from my showcase right there. Boom. There they are. There are the plates right there. Look, there they are. Right here. Sarah said she got 12. One for each member of her family. Everybody's got their color. Like, oh, that's mine. No, that's my plate. No, that's my plate. I can imagine it's kind of a fight at her house. But these are the plates right here. Go get yourself one of those plates. I think they're like $13 for a set of 5. You get those, I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. But you got to put in the work, though. Just because you get the plate doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to put in the work. Because a lot of people will get the plates and they'll just sit over there and collect dust. No. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Because you'll become a fool. But if you let your learning lead to action, you can do anything you want. Did you know that? If you let your learning lead to action, you can do anything that you want. Anything is possible. Like I said before, if you've got enough, and if you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. If you want to join that challenge and do some of the most incredible things that you didn't even know it was possible, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you, if you want to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, you say this is my stop, you should join that challenge. Let's see here. What currency is that? US dollars, $79 US to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Let's see. Get back to the questions. Wow, I have these plates in orange. I purchased them at the dollar store for my kids, for the kids' snack. That's Katina. Though, like I said, you can get those plates at the dollar store, but they're going to be for kids. You're right. And the ones that I've seen elsewhere, But here's the thing. These are the plates for adults. These are adult plates. The ones that you eat for the kids, you try to eat off those are going to be, you're going to be very, very hungry. You're going to be like, why am I so hungry? And you can be like, well, if you look at the size of that plate, it's for a kid. That's why you're still hungry. Get yourself the adult plate. The adult plates are in my TikTok showcase. Thank you, lady. Let's see here. Yup. What currency is that? Yup. Boxing. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I got 5 of the plain white clean eating plates, all for me. You got them all for you. I can get the plates though. Yeah, you can get the plates. You can get the plates. Thank you very much. Scrolling through, good advice. I wish I could afford to join Sick Vanjaro as we speak. Go get as much knowledge as you can. There's a lot of freebies on my page. Go register take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Go register for the masterclass. It's a free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention in this masterclass. That's it. It's absolutely free. It's linked in my bio right there, right up there. Boom, boom. Hit my picture twice. It's all there. Scrolling through, good advice. Love the shirt. Thank you. Thank you. Ways to wonder lust. Okay. Appreciate that. Oh no, they are adult size. Oh, I thought you said you got them for kids. Because I've seen the ones at the dollar store. Some of them be like, yo, those are tiny, bro. The ones I've seen on Amazon, like, yo, where you get that one? No wonder you're hungry. All right? No, they're adult size. I purchased them for the kids so they won't break them. Very nice. Very nice. What fruits can we eat? You can eat any kind of fruit that you want, but here's the thing. You just got to obey the very specific rules when it comes to fruit. If you might be just joining us, if we're talking about the clean eating plate, if you're just joining us, when it comes to fruit, preferably the lower glycemic index fruit, like blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, peaches, kiwis. These are lower glycemic index fruits. These are apples. Certain apples, depends on how sweet they are. But these are lower glycemic index fruit. Now, when it comes to fruit, here's the rule. You can eat any fruit that you want as long as you eat it as a dessert. That's it. Just think of fruit as a dessert. I'm going to say it again so it sticks, folks. Think of fruit. When you think of fruit, think of dessert. Okay? When you think of fruit, think of dessert. That's how you eat your fruit. You eat it the same way that you would eat some dessert. Oh, beans. The beans are the question. I'm answering the beans right now. The beans question. So I'm new here. Do you have diabetes? Not anymore. Not anymore. That's the key thing. I did have type 2 diabetes, but I did have heart disease, and I was very obese. If you're just joining us, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. If you're just joining us, I was all of that stuff. Yeah, I had diabetes. Yeah, I had heart disease. Yeah, I was obese. Yeah, all of that. Yeah, but ask me if I have that stuff anymore. No, I don't. Most people have the ability to do this, to get rid of this condition. Type 2 diabetes, it is a very easy condition to get, and it's a very easy condition to get rid of. Look at this. It caught me with my hand in a cookie jar. Look at that. It's a very easy condition to get, and a very easy condition to get rid of. All you got to do is just do the opposite of what you did to get the condition. Just do the opposite of what you did to get the condition. To have a high A1C, and most likely, unless it was steroids, caused by steroids, it was caused due to something in your lifestyle in these 4 areas: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, okay? effective sleep, those are the areas. You want to know more about that? That's in the masterclass. It's a free masterclass that you can take. Link to my bio. Go take the free masterclass. But yeah, I did have diabetes. No longer. That's what I'm teaching you how to do. How? Using your lifestyle as the medicine. So lifestyle first, medication second. You do that. You do that. Diabetes has no choice but to respond and to go away. Type 2 diabetes I'm talking about. It has no choice. It's inevitable. Just like you ever watched The Matrix, it's inevitable, Mr. Anderson. Thank you. Type 2 info. Yeah, all that. You click that link in my bio. There's a whole bunch of, it's Disney World for diabetes. You've got type 2 diabetes. You click that link in my description. It's like Disney World. I built the link. Listen, I built it, all the stuff on there, specifically for people who are struggling like you. If you're struggling with diabetes, if you're struggling with type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance, if that is you, then you should click that link in my bio. Register for the quiz. Go register for the masterclass. And when people who are ready for serious change, and only for the people who are ready for serious change, when you've got to say, I've gotten into enough pain, Kelley. I need to get out of this. I'm ready for change. If you're that person, if you're ready for change, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? There's a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint on nutrition, you follow this blueprint, you will get the same results and similar results as everybody else who's been on this challenge. Some people have taken their A1C from an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Someone got taken off of their medication by their doctor in just 14 days. Doctor says it's not reversible, but it is. That's what they say. Yeah, that's it. It is very, type 2 diabetes is the easiest condition to get, and it's the easiest condition to get rid of. You're just gonna have to show up and do the work. You're quite welcome. Congratulations. It's all about you. It's not about me. It's about you. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about you. Do I have a printout or a book on the food to eat? What you have been talking about? I am not diabetic. Yeah, if you click that link in my bio, there's a whole, everything's there. Del Marie, there's the book that I wrote is everything. There's a book, I write books about it, all of that stuff. You click that link, you click on my website, you'll see the link for books. But yeah, all of that. The book's called Plants Save My Life. Save money, just fast. A1C will drop. Okay, that could work. Yeah, that could work. But when it comes to fasting, you have to train yourself to fast. It's all about training your body to fast. Fasting is great, but you want to use it as a tool. It's great, but you want to use it as a tool. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's it for the questions. That's it for the questions. Any questions on clean eating? Let's talk about beans. Some people are asking about beans. Let's talk about beans, shall we? Was your master class? Yeah, the master class was fantastic. Thank you, Delmar. Beans. Next part of the clean eating plate. What are beans? Beans are what's called a resistant starch. You're like, well, what's a resistant starch, Kelley? Where they're resisting digestion. You cannot digest the beans. You cannot digest them. You're like, well, why would I want to eat them if I can't digest them, Kelley? Well, if you can't digest them, then how is that good for me? Well, it's good for you. It's great for you, actually. It's because you cannot digest the beans. The human being, the human body cannot digest the beans. But you want to know who can digest these beans, or not even digest them? A better word is to eat them. It is to eat the beans or to eat the fiber. You want to know whose job that is? That is called your gut bacteria or your gut flora. Your gut bacteria and your gut flora. They are the ones who eat the fiber from the beans. Your gut bacteria. So those are great, folks. It goes through your digestive system, undigested. Small intestines, you can't digest it. Gets to the large intestines, they start getting eaten by the beans. They start getting eaten, the fiber. This is why if you're not used to getting all this fiber, that's why you'll start to get, like, your stomach will start to get crampy, you'll start to get gassy, you'll start to do all of that stuff. So, oh! All from, you want to know what that is? That is because you don't have the right gut bacteria you don't have the right gut bacteria to properly break down the fiber from the beans or eat the fiber. So as a result, if you don't have the right population of gut bugs to be able to handle that much fiber, yeah, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the gas. You're gonna feel the bloat. You're gonna feel all of that. But here's the thing: until you get used to it, until the gut bugs flip over, instead of there being a bunch of bad guys. What do you mean bad guys? The bad bacteria. Well, based on what you eat, it will depends on which population you're going to populate. Are you populating your bacteria with Diet Coke, Whole Twinkies, Ding Dongs, Cheez-Its, Mountain Dew? You know what I mean? Bacon. Are you feeding your gut bacteria that, or are you feeding your bacteria clean, whole, unprocessed foods predominantly most of the time? Do you have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect. But it's about what you do most of the time that matters the most, folks. So beans, great equalizer. These things are red beans, black beans, kidney beans, cannellini beans, garbanzo beans, aka chickpeas, pinto beans. These are beans. Now, people, like I said, people are going to say the number one thing, oh, when I eat beans, it makes my stomach hurt. That's because you don't have the right bacteria in your gut. You've been feeding it the wrong stuff. So your garden doesn't care. The garden doesn't care what's planted. All the garden is going to do is produce whatever's planted. That's all it's going to do, whatever's planted. So if you're planting Whole Twinkies and Ding Dongs and all that stuff in your gut flora, all that's going to take over is the weeds. That's what you're going to get, the weeds. But here's the thing. You can't keep planting weeds and wondering why your garden isn't producing roses. You can't keep on planting the weeds, expecting your garden to produce roses. When you're filling up on the crap, as I called it earlier, you're filling up on the weeds. You flip the script, clean eating. You're feeding it life now. Now you're giving it these beautiful seeds, these apple trees, these beautiful red flowers, roses. Like, wow, look at that garden. It's beautiful. But you got to maintain that garden, don't you? You got to upkeep the garden. If you don't upkeep the garden, what's going to happen? The weeds will take over again, won't they? The weeds don't need anything. Like the weeds, they don't care. The weeds don't care. You don't have to water the weeds. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to nourish the weeds. You don't have to do any of that to the weeds. And they are going to grow. They'll grow out of the freaking sidewalk for crying out loud. So it depends on what you're feeding. Are you feeding yourself a bunch of crap? Or are you feeding yourself clean eating? So it's what you do most of the time that matters the most, folks. Beans. Last thing is, never eat beans and rice together, though. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, don't eat the beans and rice together, folks. That's a bad combination, the beans and the rice together. Why? It's because that's going to put you on a serious spike. We don't want a spike. It's going to put you on a real spike. We don't want to do that. Not the bean. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, folks, eating beans and rice together is not a good combination. Don't do it. Don't do it. No beans and rice together. It's one of the rules. Okay? Now we talked about the carbs over here. Remember, down, you can go down on the percent over here, but you can't go up. There's a couple of specific rules when it comes to the carbohydrates. And the last rule is 1, 2, 3. Here's the number one rule. Here's another rule. You're probably wondering, Kelley, what is the order in which I eat my food? The order in which I eat my food. Oh, somebody's asking, how do you join the challenge? Here's how you join the 14-day challenge. And we're going to get back. The next is order. What is the order in which you eat your food? I'm going to let y'all soak all of this in for right now. And then next, we're going to talk about the order to eat your food. And then we're going to talk about breakfast. Everybody, how should you be starting your day with breakfast? How do you join the challenge? Right here. If you're ready for change, folks, you got to the point where change isn't just desired. It's downright necessary. If that's you, click right up here. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. So you click right up here, click on my picture again, and you're going to come to right here. Click that link, boom, there it is. Here's the 14-day challenge right here, the orange one. The one that's in orange is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's for my people who have said that they're serious about change. They've gotten to the point where they're ready to take control of their blood sugar. You click that link, click on that. It's $99 doing that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But if you use that discount code ENERGY, you join the challenge for $79. Because there's a lot of people who can't remember the last time that they felt real energy running through their body. If that's you, if you can't remember the last time you felt real energy running through your body, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, it's like I said, it's $99 you join that challenge. But if you use that discount code ENERGY, $79, the live discount code, $79, join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There it is. Was that a celery? Can you digest lentil beans? Yeah, the beans are the same. Beans are the same, right? It's good. Like I said, beans. Lentils are in the beans category. They're in the beans categories. That's my go-to though. Okay. Can I substitute my vegetable with beans? You can combine the vegetables with the beans, or you can do the beans, or you can put your vegetables in the beans. You can make a big pot of beans and you can put all your non-starchy veggies in there. So there you go. You can do however you want. When it comes to these ratios, you just cannot add the beans and rice together or beans and potatoes together. That's a rule. You can't. It's part of the game, folks. Don't break that rule. Okay? But the non-starchy veggies and all that, like, listen, eat them all up. You eat them with the beans, eat them with the proteins and the fats. But don't eat beans and rice together. If you're suffering from insulin resistance. So yes, you can. Do you go live daily? I'm new. That's why I'm asking. I go live Monday through Saturday, 8:15 through noon. So we'll be on for another hour. We've got another hour on here. We're kicking it on here for another hour. So I'm on every day except for Sunday. Let's see here. Did I miss any questions? Can you eat sprouted bread? Yeah, you can eat sprouted bread, but here's the thing. Like I said, as long as you're trying to keep it within this range right here. You can do some bread every once in a while, but we ain't eating bread every day. It's about what you do most of the time that matters most. So sprouted bread, like Ezekiel bread, is preferred. Yes, that would be the preferred choice. What are non-starchy veggies? Non-starchy veggies are things like broccoli, cucumber, kale, spinach, arugula, carrots, broccoli. Put a list in non-starchy veggies. Just put it in. You'll see non-starchy veggies. There's a whole list of them. But those are just some of them. Yeah. So folks, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about all things breakfast, and we're going to talk about all things the order in which to eat your food. I'm going to take a 1 minute break. I'm going to go use the little boys' room, a minute or two break. I'll be back. I'm going to go use the little boys' room, and I'll be back for the top of the hour, the last hour, folks. We're going to talk about all things with breakfast and what you eat for breakfast, all that stuff. We're gonna get it knocked out. But here we go, folks. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back, folks. We're back to talk about all things breakfast. Talk about all things breakfast. And somebody joined the challenge while I was gone. Shout out to you for joining the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Your life, I promise you, never gonna be the same again. Your blood sugar, never gonna be the same again. So shout out to you for taking that first step. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So here we go, folks. Hour number, the last hour of the day. Here it is. How do you get your number back to 4.9 to 5.3? Starting off in the morning, very, very important. What you eat for breakfast, what you have for breakfast will dictate literally your whole day. We talked about this clean eating plate, right? What we didn't talk about was the order of the food. And this will tie back to breakfast. Watch. You'll see. Watch. Check it out. When you go to the restaurant, people are like, well, what's the order you eat your food? You know how you get that FFPS, fiber, fat, protein, proteins, like, I don't even know the acronym. But anyway, I don't even think of it like that. The order in which you eat your food, I think of it in a real life situation. Because like thinking of it at fiber, fat, that's not like real life. What's real life is when you go to a restaurant, what is the very first thing that they bring out whenever you go to the restaurant? What do they bring out? Oh, they bring out the salad first. Are you a house salad or are you a Caesar salad? Put it in the chat. House salad or Caesar salad? Which one is it, folks? House salad or Caesar salad? Yeah, the salad. Yeah, what about nuts? Nuts are healthy fat. Yeah, pistachios, almonds, pecans. Yeah, it's all great stuff. Oh, house. Okay. Somebody said the house. There's the Caesar. I would think the Caesar. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Don't they bring out the veggies first? They may bring out some bread too. They probably not. The bread will. It would be okay if they just brought out the salad. It would be amazing. But they bring out the bread too. Like, ah. But anyhow. The the point is, they bring out your appetizer first, your salad. So you eat your veggies first. This is the order, the real order in which you eat your food. You eat your veggies first, just like at the restaurant. Okay, and then when you're at the restaurant, what's the next thing that they bring out? Oh yeah, they bring out your main course, don't they? They be like, what'd you order? Oh, I ordered the fish. Oh, I ordered the steak. Oh, I ordered the eggs. Oh, that's my plate. Oh, I ordered the catfish. That's mine. The protein, right? I ordered the tofu. The protein comes out next. The proteins and the fats, aka your main course. So that is why you eat that second. You eat that second, folks. 1 or 2, and then when they bring out the proteins, when the waiter sees that you're almost done eating, what do they say? Or they see that you're done eating, what do they come out and say? The waiter or the waitress will come out and they'll say this at the restaurant. They'll say, "Sir or madam, would you like? Yeah. Would you like to see the dessert menu?" Yeah. That's what they'll ask you, won't they? Would you like to see the dessert menu? Now, at this point, you've got an option. You've got an option to say, yeah, I want to see the dessert menu, or no, absolutely not. I don't want to see the dessert menu. I'm stuffed. You got the option. It's optional. It's the same thing when it comes to this plate right here. You want to think of the carbohydrates and the fruit as a dessert. You eat those last. So think of carbs. Whenever you think of carbohydrates, think of fruit. Think of dessert, sorry. Whenever you think of fruit, think of dessert. Think of dessert. Think of fruit specifically as dessert, but when you're eating carbs, you just want to make sure you're not eating naked carbs. Always make sure you got some fiber in your stomach or some proteins and some fats first before you eat the fruit. You do this, folks. It's going to slow down the spike. It's called clothing. Put some clothing in your food. Put some clothing on first. Before you eat your carbs or before you eat fruit, you can eat fruit, you can eat carbs, just make sure that they're not naked. You got to put some clothing on them first. What's clothing? Fats, proteins, and fiber. That's clothing. Put those on first. It's kind of like when I was a kid. There was a nudist colony right across the way in my neighborhood, up the street from my neighborhood. Right before, the road split. There was the nudist colony. It's a big wall. We knew that there were people who were not wearing clothes over on the other side of that wall. But here's the thing. Even though they're naked behind that wall, if they needed to come out into the real world, they wanted to go to the grocery store, if they wanted to go to, Publix, where I grew up, they wanted to go to the Publix, if they wanted to go to the hardware store, they'd have to put some clothing on first. It's the same thing with your carbohydrates. It's the same thing with your fruit. You got to make sure you put some clothing on first. So don't eat naked fruit, folks. Breakfast. Let's go back to breakfast. Okay, let's wrap that up. That's the order in which you eat your food. 1, 2, 3. All right, breakfast. What do we do for breakfast now? You're like, well, Kelley, what's for breakfast, bro? Well, here's what's for breakfast. It is called a savory breakfast. You eat a savory breakfast every day. Well, what's a savory breakfast? I'll tell you what it is not first. Here's what a savory breakfast is not. It is not, and I repeat, folks, it is not Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs and Little Debbie's and donuts and Starbucks coffee with all the sugar in it. That's not a savory breakfast. That's called a sweet breakfast. It's called a sweet breakfast. So you don't want to have a sweet breakfast because it's going to send your blood sugar up like a rocket. And then if it goes up real fast, especially if you eat, that's like I said before, that's eating naked carbs. If you wake up in the morning and you eat a donut, that's naked carbs. You eating naked carbs, bro. Like your blood sugar is going to take out like a freaking rocket. You eating, and they're processed too. A donut, you're going to take off like a rocket. And just as quickly as it takes off, that's when you start getting energy surge. Like, oh, you're listening to music on the way to work. Like, you're so excited. But by the time you get to work, it's crashing. It's wearing off. By the time that first 8:30 meeting comes, you're like, oh, I get another cup of coffee. Because you had a sweet breakfast. And it caused you to go up like this and then crash down like that. So when you're crashing, that's when you get more cravings. That's when you get hungry. That's when you get sleepy. It's when you're crashing. So what is a savory breakfast? A savory breakfast is this. Section number one, and section number two. That's it. Section number one and section number two. That is non-starchy veggies, and that is proteins and fats. What does that mean? Well, savory breakfast is something, example is chicken, which would be your protein. Okay. Fat, we'll say an avocado. That's a healthy fat. Non-starchy veggies would be broccoli. That's an example of a savory breakfast. Another one could be eggs. Let's say whatever eggs you choose. Maybe some nuts and seeds on the side for some healthy fats. Eggs for protein. Nuts and seeds for healthy fat. With some bell peppers. With some nicely sauteed bell peppers. That's called a non-starchy veggie. That's called a savory breakfast. You can do that with your plate. Look, you can fill your plate, even though it's in thirds, you can still do 50-50. You want to do 50-50. Look, 50% non-starchy veggies, 50% protein. And then you can throw a little fat on the side. Like I said, the healthy fat. That, folks, is a savory breakfast. Why do you want to start your day off with a savory breakfast and not a sweet breakfast? Yes, a savory breakfast is like dinner. You're exactly right. Minus section 3. We're not doing section 3 for breakfast. Minus section 3. Yes, you're exactly, you picked on, you caught on quickly. Okay? Eat what you would eat for dinner. Do that for breakfast instead. Just change the whole game. Try it for a week. Just try it for a week. Can't hurt you, can it? Will it hurt you to eat some salmon and cauliflower with an avocado for breakfast? It wouldn't hurt you to eat some salmon with an avocado with a side of broccoli, side salad, whatever. That wouldn't hurt you for breakfast, would it? Actually, what it will do is it's going to help you. It's going to, instead of your blood sugar shooting off like a rocket by eating Ho-Ho Twinkies and Ding Dongs and donuts, instead it's going to take off like an airplane. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. You take off it. By the time it gets to cruising altitude, 50,000 feet, 30,000 feet, sorry, not 50. By the time you get to 30,000 feet, that airplane is like, it's going to 500 or 600 miles an hour. So what happens when you eat a savory breakfast? You start off like an airplane, and when you get to cruising altitude, you go. But if you eat and that's going to give you nice sustained energy throughout the day. So instead of 3 o'clock, that 3 o'clock crash, instead of that 3 o'clock crash, guess what you're going to get? At 3 o'clock, you like, instead of you being at the cubicle at 3 o'clock, like head bobbing, like, oh God, it's 3 o'clock. Is it 5 o'clock yet? Because you had a crash, you had an energy crash, you like dozing off. So instead of you doing that, you want to know what you'd be doing? You'd be out having a walk around the building, like I'm walking around the building. I've got so much, this is because you're at cruising altitude now. So you're going. All because you had a savory breakfast instead of a sweet breakfast. So breakfast is not the most important meal of the day, folks. It's not. It is not the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day is all of the meals. All of the meals are the most important meals of the day. But breakfast is the most impactful meal of the day, folks. It is the most impactful meal of the day. Because it will dictate your whole day. So that's what a savory breakfast is, folks. And then in the evening time, you bring it in. You bring it in the evening, folks. You bring it in. You bring that airplane in for a nice landing. It's called lifestyle medicine, folks. This is it. This is it, folks. The clean eating plate. And then you just come back around and you do the same thing. It's just a big old circle. It's a big old circle. This is how you master this plate. Now, I said all that. Now, that was a lot, though. That was a lot. Okay, I get it. But this is the game of life, folks. Am I expecting you to learn how to master this plate? This is like advanced stuff. Am I expecting you to master this plate right away? No, I ain't expecting you to master this plate right away. A lot of people need help with this plate. A lot of people need help based on what their weight is, based on what their body is doing. If that's you, if you're saying, listen, I need help with this plate. I need help with clean eating, Kelley. I need help with breakfast. Like I need to switch out my whole stuff, man. I need to switch all of that up because my A1C is not budging. I've tried everything, and no matter what I do, my A1C will not budge. If that's you, if you try everything and your A1C will still not budge, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here, energy. Use that discount code energy. You're joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. You join that challenge. Use that discount code, live discount code, energy. But like I said, it's just for people who are ready for serious change. If you're not ready for serious change, if you say, Kelley, I'm not there yet, man. I'm not ready to give it 100% yet. I'm still okay. The pain is not that bad yet. Like maybe I'm just a pre-diabetic and I still feel like, even though I'm pre-diabetic, I still feel that I'm okay. If you feel that way, then the challenge is not going to be for you. But if you feel the opposite of that, you feel like, listen, I'm a pre-diabetic as well. I'm a pre-diabetic, Kelley. I've got PCOS, Kelley. I want to get my life back. I'm serious about this thing because I know what pre-diabetes is. If that's you, if you're struggling with this condition, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, there's a lot of freebies. A lot of people say, hey, Kelley, I need help. Well, I depend. Well, what kind of help do you need? Do you need a little bit of help? Because there's PDFs on there, free PDF. Do you need a little bit more help? There's some videos that you can watch on there. There's a lot of free stuff for my page. Or for my people who are said that they are ready for serious change. This is the one I got to charge you for the challenge. Why? Because it's real people getting real results in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a blueprint that says we got what you eat, the food that you're going to eat. You just show up, you do the work, you show up, you cook the recipe, you go get the recipe, you cook the food, You go to the store, you cook the food, you eat the food, you get the results. That's how it works. That's the process. Go get the groceries, go cook the groceries, go get the groceries, cook the groceries, eat the groceries, and then we're gonna add another part on that, get the results. It's the same thing you do every week. It's the same thing you do every week. You go to the grocery store, you go get the food, you cook the food, you eat the food. But this time, we're just going to add the results. These are the results that you said that you wanted, right? This is what you said that, like, hey, I raised my hand, I want to lower my A1C. This is what you said that you wanted. If that's what you want, only if that's what you want. If you really want that, you really want to get your number back to a 5.3. If that's what you really want, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because it is going to be step number 1 of getting you there. We've had people go from an 8 to a 6, from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days. Taking off their medication in 14 days. The glipicides, the metformins, the GLP-1s. Why? It's because that is how quickly your body wants to heal. All we're doing is teaching you how to clean eat. In the 14-day challenge, that's all we're doing. We're just teaching you how to clean eat. You clean up that eating, you'll notice that your numbers will start to you'll get off of that blood sugar roller coaster quick. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code ENERGY. The challenge will start when you go get your groceries. Remember what I said? Go get your groceries. That's when your challenge starts. You're ready. When you get your groceries, you got all your supplies, you're ready. That is when it starts. Got it. All right, let's see here. Let's get back to the questions. Why does my blood sugar rise when a prolonged water fast? I don't know. We have to see. Prolonged water fast. Depends on how prolonged. Describe prolonged. Can you eat carbs and protein at the same time? Example: chicken, pasta, casserole. Yeah, you can eat it at the same time, but here's the thing, folks. You want to do that as little as possible. If you're suffering from insulin resistance and you want to eat the pastas and all of that stuff, you got to be very, very careful with that kind of stuff, right? Even if you combine it with, things like chicken or your protein. Depends on how much, because people can go crazy with the pasta. You can go well over the 25%. Okay? There's a whole plate that's full of fettuccine alfredo and pasta and lasagna. What do you eat for breakfast? We went over to breakfast already. Chicken, eggs, then savory breakfast is like dinner. Yeah. Let me get down to these questions. Let's sit on down. Any questions over here on this side? We're going to sit down now, folks. So let me see. It's your Q&A time, folks. Let's get to the Q&A. What's for breakfast? I did that one already. Then a savory breakfast is like dinner it is. Are collard greens considered non-starchy veggies? They are considered non-starchy veggies. Collard greens are non-starchy veggies. Collard greens, cabbage, things like that. These are non-starchy veggies. Great. Just found out I have type 2 diabetes and I'm not sure what to eat. My doctor really didn't explain it. If you just got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, if that's you and then you don't know where to start, then I can tell you where to start. You should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you, if you say, Kelley, I just got diagnosed and I don't know where to start. A couple of places you can start. You can start with the challenge, or you can start by taking the quiz. It's a couple of routes you can take. You can take the quiz, or you can go register for the master class, or if you say, listen, I'm ready for serious change. I just got this diagnosis and the doctor didn't explain it, how serious this condition is. It's a very, very serious condition, type 2 diabetes. If you say, yeah, I'm ready for change, that's where I am, then you should join that 14-day challenge. Where's the challenge? Right here. Where is the challenge? It is right here. I'll show you where it is. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. So click here. Click on my picture again. You got to click on my picture again, though. You got to make sure you click on it twice. And then you got to come here. You You're gonna come right here. Same thing over here on my other socials as well. If you click that link in my description, there is a link. You're gonna come to this. Here it is. You click that link right there. You're gonna come to this as well. Here it is. Here's what you're gonna come to. This link, folks, is like Disney World for folks who are suffering from insulin resistance. It is the Disney World for folks who are suffering from insulin resistance. Why? It's because I built it because I know everything. I experienced insulin resistance, diabetes, heart disease, obesity. I no longer have any of those. No longer have any of those. You're going to be able to do the same. All you got to do is follow the script. So there's a quiz, there's the masterclass, there is a free PDF right here, and then there's a 14-day challenge right here. This one, like I said before, it's for people who have gotten to the point where the pain has gotten too much. The pain has gotten too much, and they say, you know what? The only other option for me, they've been backed into a corner. The only other option is to change. And if you've gotten to the point where the only other option is to change, whether it's for your family, whatever your reasons are. But this challenge is for people who are ready to take control of their blood sugar. It's 14 days. It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint for 14 days, your blood sugar will not look the same. You will get off of the glucose roller coaster. You will get off of it. But it's all about choices. It's all about the choices that you make every single day. I'm going to give you the blueprint, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be the choices that you make at the end of the day that will determine what's going to happen to your A1C in as little as 14 days. You go hard 100%, yeah, it's going to drop. Now, if you get in and you say, yeah, I kind of did it, it got challenging and I stopped. No. When it gets challenging, that's when you go harder. That's what's called the challenge. You challenge yourself to go outside of your comfort zone for 14 days because like I said earlier, everything that you want and don't have is literally on the other side of something hard. It is on the other side of something. Everything you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. Something hard. So if you step out, everything that you want is literally right there. Literally, if you step out. This is for people who are ready to step outside of their comfort zone. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? 14 days, blueprint. All the meals are designed for you. It's $99. You join that challenge. But if you use that live discount code, ENERGY, you're joining the challenge for $79. To join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that live discount code. Got about 30 more minutes before we out of here. 20, 30 more minutes before we out of here. So if you want to use that code, now is the time to use that code, ENERGY. Let's get to these questions. Let's see if we got any questions. What questions did I miss? Okay, got it. What about Greek yogurt with fruit and granola? When we talked about yogurt earlier, not a fan of yogurt. I guess I got to be honest with you. Not a fan of dairy. But I know people are going to do it anyway. It's not going to raise your blood sugar. All right, it's a good choice for not raising your blood sugar. But is it a good choice for your overall health? It is not. Dairy is not. Yogurt is not a good choice for your overall health. But then what do you eat for dinner? It's the same. Yeah. The dinner, you can just add section 3 back in. You can add section. It's similar. Yeah, it's very, very similar. You add section 3 back in. Somebody says, Miss Lee, spinach and salmon. Yeah, spinach and salmon. Yeah, you can do that. Spinach and salmon. Exactly. You can do that. That's a savory breakfast. Throw your little nuts and seeds on the side, or throw your little avocado for some more healthy fats. Or you can do it just like as you're saying, spinach and salmon. That's a perfect breakfast that's a savory breakfast. What about for lunch? Like I said, same thing. You can just add section 3 back in. You add section 3 back in. That's all you do for lunch. Or you can continue to eat. You can eat the same way you can eat for breakfast. You can eat the same thing for lunch that you ate for breakfast. Similar style. It could be something totally different, but a similar style, right? You don't have to throw the carbs in there. You don't have to put those in there. You don't have to put the fruits in there. Those are bonuses. Those are optional. Remember we talked about that at the restaurant? Those are optional. What's required is the healthy fats, the essential fats, and the essential proteins, and the essential phytonutrients from the plants. Those are what's essential. Carbohydrates, as delicious as they are, they're not essential. They're great to haves, but they're not essential. Like I told you earlier, the restaurant analogy. When they brought the food out, it's an option. You don't need the dessert. You don't need the dessert. When does the challenge start? The challenge starts when you go get your groceries. When you complete your grocery round, that is when your challenge will start. 16-8 intermittent fasting. I don't recommend it if you're suffering from insulin resistance. I don't recommend it right out of the gate. What I recommend it would be training your body to fast. Start off with 12 hour fast, and then go the next week, go 13 hours. And then the next week, go 14 hours. And then the next week, go 15 hours. And then the next week, go 16 hours. That is a total of 16. That's then the 16-8. So you built up to the 16-8. Instead of just be like, I'm in super insulin resistance, my A1C is at a 15. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go fast. I'm going to go fast for 16 hours. Man, it's going to be torturous. It's kind of like jumping into a 16-8. It will be kind of like, and if you're not used to fasting, will be kind of like running a marathon without training for it. Ever ran a marathon without training for it? It's very, very difficult. You got to train for a marathon. It's the same thing when it comes to fasting. You got to train for it. So that's how you train. 12, 13, 14, 15. Like, okay, I'm ready. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Train your body. Will I lose weight? Will you lose weight when? If you do some work, you can. Like when are you asking when you lose weight? If you do clean eating, that's what, instead of counting calories, that's what it's about. We're not counting calories, we're not weighing food. Anybody who's ever joined one of my programs, the one thing that we don't do is count calories. Okay? When it comes to weight loss, we don't count calories, we don't weigh food, we don't do any of that. We follow the clean eating plate, right? We follow very specific systems. It's a system that we use. You follow the system, you're going to get the same results as everybody else. It's a system. It's a blueprint. Like I said before, it's a principle. Principles do not care who you are. It's a principle. It doesn't care. Are tomatoes bad? No. I eat tomatoes all the time. Now, the tomatoes altered? Yeah, they're altered. All tomatoes are altered, but they're not bad for you. They're altered because that deep red, it's not naturally to be that deep red. That's years and years of different breedings and all different types of stuff, right? But overall, no, tomatoes. I had some tomatoes last night, so no, tomatoes are great. What about bread? Bread, like I said before, you want to limit the bread as much as you possibly can, but you can do things like Ezekiel bread. You can do things like, really doesn't matter with the sourdough bread. You can do sourdough bread, but as far as your blood sugar is concerned, it's really no different than white bread, to be honest with you. Because what it's going to do is it's going to raise your blood sugar. Does it have a good essential gut bacteria? Yeah. But if you're doing bread, remember what I said before, you're going to combine it with a healthy protein and a fat. So if you got some avocados, with it, do you have a protein with it? Or you just eating bread just straight up, just waking up in the morning eating toast and jelly? Like, now, it's going to send your blood sugar real high. Like I said, it doesn't matter which kind of bread, the rye bread included, doesn't matter, but great choice. But it doesn't really matter. Eat bread in limited proportions. Not saying that you can't have bread, just eat it in limited proportions. because it's one of the things that can raise your blood sugar the quickest, folks. All right, let's see. Any more questions? Let's see if I missed any questions. I think that's it all for all the questions. Q&A time, folks. What's your Q&A? What's your question? What's your answers? We got about 15 more minutes. Typically, like when the questions run out towards the end, when the questions run out, that's when we run out. But as long as y'all got questions, folks, we're going to stay here. We're going to answer all of your things. Clean eating. But back to what I was saying earlier. When it comes, there's a lot of things that could predominantly be hurting your health. There's a lot of things that could be harming your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. And you can turn all of the stuff around. You can turn your numbers around. You can lower your A1C to a 5.3. You can do all of that. But here's the thing. You're going to have to change. For things to change, you are going to have to change. And if you've been suffering from insulin resistance for a very long time and you say, you know what, I'm still refusing to change, I'm just still going to then continue to do what I've been doing. I'm hoping for different results. You know what that means? It just means you don't hurt. It means you don't hate your current situation enough to change. So you don't. You don't hate your current situation enough to change. So you don't. It's as simple as that. Everybody has the ability to lower their number, get their number to like a 5.3, 5.2, 5.3. Everybody has that ability. But most people just don't want to do it. It's just as simple as that. When it comes to clean eating is the most, when it comes to all these pillars, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, that is the most difficult one that people have. It's clean eating. Clean eating is the most difficult one to change. Why? It's because food and nutrition and all that stuff is just so deeply ingrained in us. It's deeply ingrained in us. So when it comes to changing what we eat, like I said earlier, most people said, listen, I ain't giving up. I was like, well, what are the foods that you won't give up? And people are like, I'm not giving up ice cream. I'm not giving up cheese. I'm not giving up this. They were like, I don't care how bad my health is. I'm not giving pizza. They were like, I'm not giving that up, bro. Like, I don't care how high my A1C is. They were saying that it didn't matter. But here's the thing. Most people spend their health trying to gain wealth. Then we got to turn back around and spend our wealth trying to regain our health. That's the circle of life. We spend our younger years just eating it up, doing whatever we want to do, living it up, eating whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want. We might be trying to go get the bag. Like, yo, I'm getting the bag. I'm going to go get the bag. Okay? I'm going to go get all the money I can. I'm gonna invest in the stock market. I'm gonna get all the money I can. And you abandon your health practices. You abandon those. You're like, put them on the back burner because it's not really affecting you. But then when you get older, all the money that you saved, all of that stuff, all of the stuff, now when you get to be like 65 years old, now you got to spend all of that money that you saved or that you invested and that you got. Now you got to use that to try to regain your health. It's funny how that goes, huh? It's funny how that goes. Most people spend their health trying to gain wealth. Then they got to turn back around and spend their wealth trying to regain their health. If you got the point where you're ready to take control of your health right now, and you say, I'm ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And do me a favor, folks, bebop that screen, double tap that screen, bebop that screen. Let's get this live out there to some more people, right? People that are struggling with this condition. Forward this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with diabetes, heart disease, pre-diabetes, all of that stuff. You ready to join? If you're ready for serious change, like I said before, you should join that challenge as well. Use that discount code ENERGY. You join the challenge for $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But that's only for the people who have said that they're ready. They raise their hand and say they're ready to get off the roller coaster. That's me, Kelley. I need change. If that's you, if you need change, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I like to drink beetroot juice. Is that okay? Or the beetroot gummies with diabetes? Yeah, beetroot's okay. It's going to, I use it a lot. Here's when you want to use the beets though. You want to use the beets very, very strategic. If you're doing beet juice, you want to do it very, very strategically. You want to do it about 90, you want to drink beet juice about 90 minutes to 2 hours before your workout. So if your workout's at 10 a.m., you do the beet juice at 8:30. 8:30, you do the beet juice, and then you go to the gym. It's very specific when you time it. You go to the gym and you're going to tear it up. You're going to tear it up at the gym. Why? Because those beets are going to give your blood cells oxygen. It basically expands the amount of oxygen that your blood cells can consume. And as a result, you can work out like a savage. You can work out like a savage and not even get tired. Because that beet juice, folks. Good stuff. That's what I use that, but only use it, folks. Only use the beet juice if you're going to work out. So if you're going to go work out, if you're not going to go work out, don't use that beet juice. Just use it special occasions. I'm going to the gym today, 2 hours before your workout, an hour and a half to 2 hours before your workout. Drink the beet juice. You're going to be like, I am Superman in this gym. Are protein shakes okay? Well, it depends. Are we talking about Ensure? If we're talking about Ensure, then no. Those are not good. Ensure is not great. And all of the other protein shakes that you see in there, all the name brand stuff, those are not great. You don't want to use those. What you want to do, you want to use the Yuka app, YUKA. Use the Yuka app. I didn't put it up here. YUKA. Use that app when you scan your protein. Or you want to look for the protein powder. We're talking about actual protein powder, not the shakes. The powder, you want to make sure you have the one with the least amount of ingredients in it. So never get those ones that are off the shelves, those shakes that are on the shelves, the Ensures and all that. That's straight. That goes in the crap category. You don't want to eat that, folks. You don't want to eat that. Okay, folks. If there's any more questions, okay, there's more questions. All right. What should we drink on a daily basis? Well, you should definitely be drinking water on a daily basis. Where's mine? Matter of fact, it's around here somewhere. I don't know where I put it. But you definitely should be drinking water on a daily basis. Okay? That's what you should be drinking a daily. You want to drink, you know how the rule of thumb goes. The rule of thumb, drink half of your body weight in water. So if you weigh 120 pounds, you should be drinking about 60 ounces of water per day. That's give or take. It's give or take. Give or take. What time of days are you on? I'm on Monday through Saturday, 8:15 Eastern until noon. 8:15 Eastern until noon is when I'm out. Is when I am on. So that is when you want to. That's when you want to come on. Monday through Saturday. We're on every day except for Sunday. Sometimes some days we're off on Monday, but it just depends. But typically Monday through Saturday, 8:15 Eastern time a.m. until noon. Besides water, like what do you want to? What do you accomplish? You mean like for pleasure, or do you think you mean like because you can do teas, you can do carbonated water. You want to do some carbonated water? You can do some carbonated water. If you want to do things like You got a sweet, if you was like, yeah, I wanted to eat, like, drink like a soda. Now, am I saying these things are the best? I'm not saying that they're the best, but what I am saying is they are a whole lot better than drinking a Mountain Dew. Things like Ollipops, things like Ollipops, and things like a Poppy, low sugar. Those are much better choices than going to drink a Coca-Cola or drink a diet Coke. Oh, what's up, Netta mom? That's Netta's mom. How you doing? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Very pleasant. Oh, pleasant. Yeah. Shout out to you, Netta's mom. But yeah, that's it, folks. Here's the thing about diabetes, folks. Let's talk about diabetes, insulin resistance, and we're gonna get up out of here. But diabetes, type 2 diabetes, is one of the easiest conditions in the world to get, and it's one of the easiest conditions in the world to get rid of. All you got to do is show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. What is the work? The work is having a peaceful mind. The work is having an active body. The work is clean eating. The work is having effective sleep. Now, you want to know more about that work formula? It's a formula. It's called the PACE formula. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You go take that, you go register for the masterclass. It's a free masterclass that you can register for. It's linked in my bio. It's a 45-minute masterclass. It's going to change the way that you change the whole game when it comes to lifestyle medicine. Because here's what I believe. Here's what I know, actually. I know that it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. But it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. You want to get your number back to a 5.3, we'll say. You want to get your A1C back to a 5.3. You want to get your A1C back to that 5. It's all about adopting these lifestyle medicines. When it comes to eating, here's the thing about eating. I'm going to tell you the thing about eating. But here's how it goes. You want to jot this one down. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. It's called lifestyle medicine. You start mastering this plate. Like I said, if you need help with that, if you say you raise your hand and say, I need help with clean eating, I need help with bringing my A1C down, Kelley, because it won't drop by itself. I've been doing this for many years. If that's you, if you say that's me, you raise your hand and say that's me, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where we're streamlining your nutrition for 14 days. 14 days, we're going to streamline your nutrition. It's a blueprint that everybody else has followed. Over 250 people. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. You're going to get the results. You're going to get yourself off that blood sugar roller coaster in as little as 2 weeks. You're like, well, Kelley, that doesn't sound right. Isn't diabetes like 3 months? It's like 3 months, or isn't like an A1C like 3 months, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Kelley. Like, yeah, it is. It is the overall picture for 3 months. But here's the thing. You got to understand how the red blood cells work, how your body works. Every day, your body is regenerating new hemoglobin, aka oxygen-rich blood. And the ones that are being regenerated every day, you want those new ones to have as little sugar on them as possible. And how do you do that? Oh, yeah, you do that through your diet. You do that through your stress management and your activity and your sleeping, your lifestyle. That's how you do it. That's how you can control. Basically, it's called a blood sugar shower. Like those new ones that are being regenerated every day, how can those have little sugar on them as possible? You do that day after day, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 11, 12, 13, 14. On day 15, they do another A1C test on you. This is why people's A1C will drop in as little as 2 weeks. Why? It's because it's just a simple math equation. That's all it is. Just a simple math equation. Those 2 weeks, those 14 days contributed, since you had less sugar on there, it contributed to the overall 3-month picture. Now, 2 weeks, like, yeah, you still had a lot of sugar on those three months, but those last 2 weeks, you didn't have hardly any sugar on your blood, on your hemoglobin, the new ones, and as a result, now your A1C is lower in as little as 2 weeks. That's how it works. That's how you do it in as little as 2 weeks, folks. It's putting in the work. Those new blood cells that are being regenerated, make sure that they don't have any sugar on them or little sugar. And you will notice a big gap. You will put a big dent in your A1C. You want to put a big dent, if that's you, if you want to put a big dent in your A1C, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ENERGY. You're joining the challenge for $79. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right, here we go. What was the site again for the protein? It was the Yuka app. I said use that Yuka app, Y-U-K-A. It wasn't necessarily for protein. It was to use that app and it will scan. It will tell you which is the best option. It will give you a score based on the food that you're about to get. It will tell you the best option based on the score that you're about that it has, that it gives you. Sorry. My doctor recommended berberine as a component to doing the right things. Yeah, that's great. Berberine is a great tool to add. It is a very great tool to add. Is it the end all be all? No, it's not the end all be all, but it's a great tool to add. That your doctor is right on that. I have a friend who doctor says he has to take metformin. I'm trying to get him to watch your live. That's the thing, though, Nikki. You can't get anybody to do what they don't want to do. You can't. You can try, but if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. The only person that can prescribe this type of medication is themselves. So your spouse can't do it, your friends can't do it, your parents can't do it. Like, nobody can prescribe you this medication. The only person that can prescribe you this medication, the lifestyle medicine, the stuff that I'm talking about, is you. I'm on all the other socials as well. So I'm everywhere. I'm on all of them. So if he doesn't have TikTok, I'm everywhere. I'm on all the socials across the world. He's going to upload. Okay, yeah, all right. But like I said before, he's got to be the one. If he's the one that wants to do it, then he can do great things. But he's got to be the one. I love berries. We'll be cutting down pears and bananas, help bring down the A1C. Pears are okay. Bananas are the ones that are higher glycemic. Pears are lower on the glycemic, but bananas are definitely higher. So you want to be strategic when you eat your bananas. You can still eat the bananas, but just be strategic. Yep. Oh, so you're on YT, same name? Yep. Yep. Just punch me into Google. Just punch my name into Google. You'll be able to find me. Yep. Punch it into YT as well. Same name. I'm over there right now. Ain't we over there? We're over there right now, aren't we, folks? Shout out to you all over here on YT. Shout out to you. Yeah, we're streaming everywhere. So, yeah, thank you. You're quite welcome. So that's it, folks. We're going to get out of here. We're going to wrap up with these last words. The last words are this. If you skip the work, you're just signing up for regret. You skip the work, you're just signing up for regret. What is the work? What's the work? Maintaining your pace, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's the work. You skip that. You can try to dance around it. But no matter how you dance around it, you still, at the end of the day, you're still going to have to face it. You're still going to have to face it. So you can tiptoe around. You can take as much metformin as you want. You can take as much glycosides and GLP-1s as you want. You can take them literally until you're blue in the face. You can take all those medications so your face turns literally blue. Like this. Your face turns blue. But it's not going to mean a damn thing. Because you're not getting down to the root cause of the issue. The root cause of the issue was type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. Meaning it was your diet and lifestyle that caused it. So you cannot tiptoe around it. You cannot try to hide in corners like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this glycosides and one day my diabetes is going to be gone. By golly, I'm going to take metformin and one day, by golly, it's going to be gone. If that's what you believe, I'm sorry to tell you that you have been completely sheltered. You have been sheltered. If you believe that that's how it's going to go down. Your A1C won't drop by itself. Yeah, you can drop it with the medication. You can lower it with the medication. Sure. Manjaros and all that stuff. Sure. But the question is, how long does it stay? When you stop taking the metformins and the Manjaros and all of that stuff, what happens? Put it in the chat, folks. What happens to your A1C and your blood sugar and all that stuff when you stop taking all that stuff and you just continue to do what you've been doing? You didn't change the way you eat. You didn't change nothing. All you were doing was taking the glycosides and the metformins and all that stuff. It's going to go down. But what will happen? Let's just hypothetically say, you say, I can't afford this stuff anymore. My insurance won't cover it anymore. What do you think would happen if you decided that you weren't going to take it anymore? What would happen? And let's just think logically here, folks. This is not medical advice. I'm not telling you to not take your medication. That's between you and your doctor. I'm just saying what would hypothetically happen. All right. Nobody said anything. All good. All good. Nobody's ever probably put it to the test. But I'm going to tell you what would happen. Here's what would happen. That numbers will go back up. That's what would happen. Yeah, roller coaster. The numbers will go back up. You'll be back on that roller coaster again, y'all. Because you didn't change anything. Your A1C is not going to drop by itself, folks. It ain't. And if you're ready to drop your A1C, if you're ready to say, listen, Kelley, I've tried everything, man. Change. I need change, bro. Like, can you help me? Or where do I get help, man? If it's not from you, get somebody. Where's the help? Here's the help, right? People are like, well, where's the help, man? Like, Kelley, you're talking a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, but where's the help, man? You ain't telling me nothing about where the help is. You're just talking out the side of your neck. Stop talking out the side of your neck, Kelley, and tell me where the help is. Okay. If you say that's you say, Kelley, stop talking out of the side of your freaking neck. You're annoying me. Where is the freaking help for my high blood sugar, for my A1C? Kelley, shut the hell up, bro. Where is it? Okay. Here it is. I'm going to be quiet now. Because you spoke it. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be quiet. And I'm going to show you where it is. Here it is right here. You click that link right here. First, you click up here. And then you click on my picture again. Then you click on that link. This is for my people saying, Kelley, stop talking out of the side of your neck. I need to get rid of this condition now. Where's all the stuff? Here it is. The quiz, the masterclass, the PDF. It's all free. It's right there. The quiz, the masterclass. You click that link in my description, folks. It's over there on my other channels as well. It's right here. Quiz, masterclass, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right here. Quiz and masterclass, absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. The 14-day challenge, here it is. It's 14 days. It is a blueprint. It says if you follow this blueprint, you've been struggling with this condition. If you say, Kelley, where's the help? Stop talking out the side of your neck. I can see your veins popping out. Shut up and tell me where the help is. Okay, here it is. Here it is right here. It's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There's a lot of other stuff. There's a quiz, masterclass, all free stuff. But you're still telling me, Kelley, shut up, bro. Where's the help? Okay, you keep saying that, and I'll keep telling you it's right here. If you're saying, Kelley, shut the hell up, where's the help for this high blood sugar I got, for this A1C that won't drop itself? Shut up. Where's the work? Where is it? Here it is right here. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's the help. It's $99 to sign up for that challenge, to join the challenge. But if you use the live discount code, ENERGY, use that live discount code, ENERGY. And if you're ready for serious change, if you're ready to get off of the blood sugar roller coaster, if you're ready to say, Kelley, not even Kelley, it's just yourself. I'm ready to get my life back. I'm ready. That's me. I raise my hand and say, that's me. But a lot of people, I'll tell you, a lot of people raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm ready for the help. But at the end of the day, it's about choices. It's about the choices that we make. We're all left with a choice, folks. Here's the thing, though. You see, when we're born, we look like our parents. You ever notice that? You ever notice that, like, when you're born, your parents, you're like, yo, you look like your dad. No, you look like your mom. No, you look like your great Aunt Sally. You know who you look like? That's who you look like. You look like your grandpa. Look at it. You got the same smile as your grandpa. You got the same nose. You got the same twinkle in your eye. You look like your parents when you're born. But when we die, we look like our choices.